following is a presentation of SiriusXM Sports.
This is the NBA on SiriusXM.
Full steam out of the backcourt, all the way to the rim for a thunderous slam.
Every game, all season long, through the NBA Finals.
Drives, he jump stops, he's off balance, he put it up and in. I don't know how.
Your home for hoops is SiriusXM Radio. Now, let's take you courtside for the game.
He's out of rotation. He is coming in and he's part of our play groups. He does a great job with that. When he's playing, he's just always ready. And I'm going to give you a secret over here. He started drinking espresso before the game, so I think that gives him some extra boost there as well.
And, of course, the voice of Raptors head coach Darko Rajakovic. About an hour, maybe hour and a half ago here at the arena, chatting about Chris Boucher, the former Golden State Warrior and, of course, the longtime Toronto Raptor. Been here since 2018, and he has certainly been playing extremely well. A big key spark in that second unit for the Raptors, but unfortunately it hasn't necessarily resulted in wins for this team, and Toronto will hopefully change that tonight against the Golden State Warriors as Steph Curry and the Warriors are in town. Draymond Green will State Warriors as Steph Curry and the Warriors are in town. Draymond Green will not play tonight for the Warriors. Golden
hearty soup. John Ciabatta. It tastes like a bundle of joy.
Yes, I get it.
It's delicious. And $5 at Subway.
Okay, bundle me in.
Price and participation may vary. Extras, taxes, and delivery additional. Expires February 16th, 2025.
Are you going to say it?
Yes, way.
The Raptors fan.
You built your business from the ground up. Now let Rogers Sports and Media take it to new heights. Book your next radio or podcast advertising campaign with Rogers Sports and Media Ad Manager. Designed for businesses of all sizes. RSM Ad Manager is self-serve and simple to use. We'll even give you a $250 ad credit to build your first campaign today. And your audio can be produced at no extra cost. Visit grow.rogersportsandmedia.com to claim your ad credit today.
How to fix broken furnace. What's a heat exchanger?
You might not know how to fix a furnace, but we do.
We're Reliance Home Comfort, here to take your call 24/7. And if you need a new furnace, ask us about our next day or we pay installation guarantee. Plus, right now, save 20% during the Reliance team member pricing event, where you pay what we pay. So if you need help now,
Call on Reliance.
Conditions apply. See website for details.
Is your love language tropical sunshine and turquoise ocean? This Valentine's season, let redtag.ca be your ultimate Cupid with red hot deals. Save up to 60% on your dream hot vacation. Escape the February freeze and indulge in the warmth of a sun-kissed paradise with your someone special, your besties, or even solo. Treat yourself to an adults-only retreat and destinations made for relaxation and self-care. Don't wait. Book today at redtag.ca or call 1-866-5-REDTAG. Certain conditions apply.
redtag.ca.
Travel made easy.
You missed the boat on Bitcoin, but financial freedom is still within reach. For a mere $19.99, you can get all-you-can-eat boneless chicken at your local St. Louis Bar and Grill. And for a limited time, there's no tax on restaurant meals and beer. Maybe treat yourself to something nice, like an extra garlic dill sauce. All-you-can-eat boneless chicken for only $19.99. Visit St. Louis Bar and Grill today. Dine in only. You are welcome.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
All right, we're ready whenever. Back inside Scotiabank Arena, Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you as we get set for the tip-off of the Warriors and Raptors. We're going to get the starting five for the Warriors and Raptors in just a mere moment. We'll hand the microphone off to Herbie Kuhn, the public address announcer. And Jonesy just noted something to me that we're going to pass along to you in a second. Don't do it right now, Jonesy, because we're not going to be able to tell the story before Herbie takes over.
Yeah.
But a very interesting anecdote, or just something that we took in and noticed here moments ago with the Golden State Warriors and their coaching staff. Let's again now hand it off to Herbie to get the starting five for the visiting Warriors.
From Thornhill, Ontario, a 6'7" forward, number 22, Andrew Wiggins. Out of Oklahoma, a 6'4" forward, number 7 is Buddy Hield. From Indiana, a 6'9" center, number 32, Trace Jackson Davis. From Germany, a 6'3" guard at number 71, Dennis Schroeder. And out of Davidson, a 6'3" guard, number 30, Stephen Curry. Ladies and gentlemen, the head coach of the Golden State Warriors is Steve Kerr.
No, certainly a very loud reaction
quite
and
the
response
ovation
for Steph Curry.
Well, and a pretty nice hand for Andrew Wiggins as well.
Absolutely. Now, Jonesy, hopefully the audience can appreciate that I'm not just BSing here. I swear to you, right before you made note of this, I was about to say to you, it sounded like there were more people engaged with and singing "Oh Canada" tonight than I've heard all season and maybe over the last few years. I have no idea why. It just seemed like people were singing and more vocal about the national anthem tonight. Again, no clue why. And then you look over at me and said, look at Terry Stotts, former longtime head coach and whatnot, assistant coach of the Warriors. And why don't you tell the story, seeing as you noticed it, but I don't think I've noted that with a coach before.
Steve Kerr talked to us during the finals about the Canadian anthem and how great it was that the crowd sings and all of that. And I looked at Steve, and he wasn't singing, but Terry Stotts was standing right beside him, looking up at the scoreboard and basically doing karaoke to the words that were on the board to "Oh Canada." He was just singing along with it. And I've been told by Americans all along, they love "Oh Canada." There's something about the national anthem and "Oh Canada" that draws them toward it. And Terry Stotts, no different tonight.
All right. We're going to hand it off now to Mark Strong for the starting five for the Raptors.
Born and bred, bringing the saga to the 6. It's time for number 9, R.J. Barrett. Going on at the shooting guard, wearing number 45 from Georgia. Let's hear it for Davion Mitchell. Holding it down in center, wearing the big number 19, Mr. Double-Double. This is Jakob Poeltl. for Grady Dick. And your Raptors NBA All-Star at 6'8" from Florida State. Make some noise for your boy, Scotty Barnes. Head coach of the Toronto Raptors is Darko Rajakovic.
All right, starting five for the Raptors in the books as well. We're about 90 seconds away from tip-off. It's time now for the Keys to Victory, brought to you by your Ontario Honda dealers. Redefine your drive with the 2025 Civic Hybrid. It always starts with the turnovers, or does it?
It does not tonight because over the last 3 games, the Raptors have really done a nice job controlling turnovers and have been on the positive end. So we'll watch it, but it's not as major a key as it was before. Play the full game. Through the first 3 quarters over the last 3 games, in losses to New York, Cleveland, and Detroit, the Raptors have shot 53% from the field, 46% from 3. But in the fourth quarter, have dipped to 43% and 27% respectively. A lot of that, Eric, as we know, coming in the last 5 minutes. So play to put yourself in position and then finish. So turnovers, put yourself in a position, and obviously handling that guy, Steph Curry. We'll see how the Raptors handle him. And, I could give you all kinds of strategies. It doesn't matter. There isn't anything that this guy hasn't seen, and he's going to be tough to stop tonight. I don't care what you do.
Curry coming into the ball game, averaging 22.6 points per game, 5.1 rebounds, 6.1 assists in 31 minutes, about 31 and a half actually, shooting 45% from the field, 41% from distance. And the best records against the Raptors, currently playing active players, Steph Curry, 19-4 against Toronto, 8-1 in Toronto. So certainly, to Jonesy's point, look out for Steph Curry. Again, the Keys to Victory brought to you by your Ontario Honda dealers. We are getting set to tip things off as Jackson Davis stands in the middle against Jakob Poeltl.
And the name Trace Jackson Davis for NBA fans. His dad, Dale Davis.
And if you don't know who Dale Davis is, go do your history.
Yeah.
Go do your homework.
Yeah. Don't call yourself a fan. You got to know that.
Schroeder hands it off to Wiggins. Moving left to right. Hands it right back to Jackson Davis, who missed the dunk. And the Raptors dodged that bullet. And it's their first touch now down the floor with Scotty Barnes. Barnes over to Davion Mitchell getting the start tonight. Emmanuel quickly out with a hip injury. Man, just got back, played a handful of games, and sidelined yet again, unfortunately, for the Raptors. Barnes to a cutting RJ. Up and in, off glass. Down on the right block. He went high off glass with the scoop and got it to go.
Nice screen and roll, low screen roll, and a great pass by Scotty to take advantage of the mismatch on Schroeder.
Schroeder goes around the screen set by Jackson Davis, who then got the ball back on the little screen roll and laid it up and in.
Got to watch him. He's very good, rolling hard to the basket.
We're tied 2-2. Minute gone by here in the opening quarter. Thanks for tuning in on a Monday night. Barrett driving on the near side, got toward the baseline, then rifled a pass down on the block to Poeltl, and that was like a torpedo, and Poeltl couldn't handle it. It goes out of bounds off his hands.
I think Poeltl was trying to get into rebounding position. I thought RJ had the step on Buddy Hield, but Hield was on his hip and giving him a little physicality.
2-2 as Schroeder has it. Picked up by Grady Dick. Flicks it over to Jackson Davis on the perimeter near side. Hands it off now to Buddy Hield. Hield cross court, right to left, all the way over to Wiggins, far sideline. Triple is good. 5-2 Golden State. Mitchell quickly down the floor, lobs it to Scotty Barnes. Barnes on the post, on the block near side, turns, fires on the fade over Wiggins. Pretty bucket there, and he just turned and mugged to the Golden State bench, and now he's talking some junk to Wiggins right now.
Scotty, the contact really helps that shot.
Schroeder comes back with a jumper and talks a little junk right back to Scotty Barnes. It's starting early, Jonesy, not even 2 minutes in. 7-4, Golden State leads. Mitchell to Barnes at the far elbow. Trying to back down on Wiggins, goes back to Mitchell. Whips the pass over on the sideline, far side to Grady Dick. 3 is good. We're locked at 7.
Steph knows what it feels like. That's what he does to people. They lost Grady for just a second, and he made him pay.
Schroeder 3 ball is short, and the Raptors pick up the rebound and quickly come across center. Mitchell to Barnes, pulls up from deep straight away. Missing that one. Golden State on the glass. Jackson Davis ahead to Schroeder, across center toward the far sideline. Has Curry even touched the ball yet?
No, right now, first touch.
And they're going to get a foul going on R.J. Barrett, trying to fight through the screen, holding on to bodies. That was literally the first time Steph Curry touched the ball in the first 2.5 minutes.
Well, if you can keep the ball out of his hands, you can be guaranteed that he's not going to score.
Schroeder towards center to Jackson Davis, back to Schroeder, now out on the wing far side. Flicks it over to Steph straight away. Mitchell's on his hip. Mitchell fighting through the screen. Curry in the near corner gives it up to Wiggins and hits the triple right in front of the Raptor bench.
Andrew Wiggins is a sneaky good offensive player. He really is. People don't give him enough credit for his offense.
Approaching 3 minutes gone by in the quarter. Raptors now trailing 10-7. Barnes to a cutting Grady Dick on the near side. Right-hand scoop, missed it. Tip no good from Pirtle, no good. But he gets it back and then taken away by Jackson Davis. Ahead to Curry. Flicks it over right to left to Schroeder. Hands it off to Wiggins, to Jackson Davis. Along the back door to Schroeder. In the corner to Hield. Right in front of the Raptor bench. Missed the triple, and Toronto gets the rebound. Across center comes Barnes. Barnes lobs it down low to Barrett.
No.
And they're going to call an offensive foul on R.J. Barrett.
Schroeder read Scotty saying to R.J., go, get to the post against Schroeder. And Schroeder was out of position. He had no way to defend that, and with minimal contact, he hit the ground. He stuck his shoulder. He stuck his shoulder in there. Like, RJ's bigger and stronger. So when you stick your shoulder there and the guy runs into you, of course you're going to fly back.
8:30 to go here, opening quarter. Golden State with the ball. Barrett now on the bench after picking up 2 early fouls as Ochai Agbaji has checked in. Triple straight away. Wiggins no good. Pulled the trigger. Couldn't come up with it. Raptors grab the rebound, and across center comes Grady. Far corner to Ochai. Back on the wing far side to Grady. Up top to Pirtle. Pirtle now on the wing near side to Mitchell. Lobs it over to Scotty. He's double teamed. Back out to Mitchell. Whip it around the perimeter to Grady. He missed the extra pass as he gets down on the block. Kicks it into the far corner. Ochai triple. That's the pass he should have made initially.
He should have made that initially. He really did. Scotty attracted the double.
But you still netted the same result. It's 10-10. Raptors, though, defensively look a little lost on this trip down the floor. At least one person does. And Steph Curry gets a triple off an offensive rebound for Golden State. And the Warriors lead 13-10.
Grady lost his man.
And the Raptors just turned it over, Jonesy, as they were trying to come up the floor. Hield, crossed up Pirtle, goes high off glass with a scoop. And it's a 5-point lead for Golden State. Timeout, Toronto.
You got to be locked in. You know, Grady did eventually make that pass to Ochai, but that ball's swinging. He's got to make the next pass. And then at the other end, he comes down and he's running around kind of like the kid looking for in the hallway. What class am I in? Where am I going? He was just kind of standing there looking around, and it ended up yielding a wide open shot for Golden State.
Well, that's kind of like me still to this day. Like, where am I at? Well, it's kind of like any married dude in a grocery store. What aisle is this in? Where do I go?
Well, at least you're not costing your team a game, and you're not getting paid millions of dollars to do it.
That's true. If you pay me millions, I'll know exactly where to get the pasta sauce. 7:37 to go in the opening quarter. Raptors trailing 15-10. It's Toronto Raptors basketball. Brought to you by Tangerine Bank. This is how we fan. Tangerine, official bank of the Toronto Raptors, right here on the Sportsnet Radio Network, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Hey, Raptor fans. What would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
The 2025 Honda Civic Hybrid is here, and it may sound too good to be true. With a 2-liter 4-cylinder backed by 2 electric motors, giving a combined 200 horsepower, it's our most powerful and fuel-efficient Civic ever. Plus, with an estimated range of over 800 kilometers and available features like a Bose premium sound system, your crew will love it too. Huh, maybe it should be called the Civic 2.0. Redefine your drive with the 2025 Civic Hybrid. Visit your Ontario Honda dealer and test drive yours today.
When you get City TV Plus, you get thousands of hours of TV content from Bobby Flay, Andy Cohen, Guy Fieri, Drew and Jonathan Scott, Chip and Joanna Gaines, Donnie Wahlberg, Captain Sandy, and more. Yeah! All from TV's biggest networks: City TV, HGTV, Bravo, Food Network, Discovery, FX, and more. Big names and big titles. It's all your favorites in one place.
Anything can happen.
Nothing else stacks up. City TV Plus. Start your free trial today.
Welcome back to Scotiabank Arena. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. 7:37 to go in the opening quarter as the Raptors trail the Warriors 15-10. It was tied 10-10 moments ago, but a very quick 5-0 run for the Warriors, giving them their largest lead of the game, again at 5. It's 15-10, Warriors on top. Raptors inbound from the baseline right by their bench as they advance across center. Mitchell to Ochai. Up top to Pirtle, on the wing to Barnes. Barnes now inside the arc, goes into the far corner to a wide-open Grady Dick 3-ball. Missed it. He had a fantastic look, and unfortunately goes up and over the backboard. Man, like Grady was wide open, Jonesy. Tough break there. Grady Dick starts the ball game 1 of 3 from the floor, including 1 of 2 from distance. He is Toronto's leading scorer with the 3 points, as it's been a balanced attack for the Raptors, with their 10 points being spread out among 4 different scorers. Andrew Wiggins, top man for the Warriors with 6, has the ball right now, gives it up to Schroeder on the near side. Over to Jackson Davis. Jackson Davis down toward the block, can't get free from Pirtle. He hands off to Curry as the jumper from the baseline is no good for Steph Curry from about 18 feet. We go back the other way. Pirtle, backdoor, Barnes with the two-hand dunk. Nice find from Yak. 15-12, Raptors cut it to 3. Far sideline, Wiggins. Up top to Hield. On the wing, far side to Schroeder. Thought about the 3, now puts it on the floor, trying to drive on Ochai. Threw it up, wanted the call, didn't get it.
Good no call, and good job by Ochai showing his hands.
Raptors have a chance to tie with the 3 or cut it to 1. Pirtle at the near elbow. Hands it off to Mitchell, turning in toward the paint. Cut off at the free throw line, goes back to Yak, who had to chase it down near the baseline. Goes back on the wing to Mitchell, driving, stops on a dime. Jumper up, no good. Barnes taps it out to Ochai. Second chance opportunity for Toronto. They get it back to Barnes on the block, far side. Barnes right now trying to back down on Andrew Wiggins. Shimmy, shake, turn, fire. Jumper is good, and Scotty flexes his right bicep as he heads back on D.
That's his move. I love to see him operate in the post. He is so good down there. I love the fact that he's developing his mid-range game in the post and the pull-up jumpers in and around the 15 to 17-foot area. And we've seen his confidence with the 3. I like the fact that he's learning to score at all 3 levels.
6:08 to go in the opening quarter. Timeout Golden State as the Raptors have cut it to 1, trailing 15-14 on Toronto Raptors basketball. Brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Hey, Raptor fans, what would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
The Subaru winter has arrived. The crisp air and negative temperatures mean one thing: camping. Emerge from your icy tent and bask in 4 to 6 hours of sunlight. Enjoy the unmistakable smell of campfire through the glacial wind pummeling your face. Relax by the water, taking in the soothing sounds of thick ice cracking and popping. Get out there in winter like it's summer with standard symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and advanced safety systems. Visit your local Subaru dealer today.
Want the best seat in the house for hockey? There's another chance to score! Subscribe to Sportsnet Plus and stream the most NHL games available anywhere. Did you see that? What a beauty! See your favorite teams in action, at home or on the go. Oh my goodness! 2 goals in 12 seconds! Don't miss out on a full season of NHL action. It's a game winner! Subscribe at sportsnetplus.ca. Crowd's got a reason to come to its feet.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. 6:08 to go in the opening quarter. Raptors, since the last time out, have held Golden State off the board, and they've cut the Warriors' lead to 1 at 15-14. Jonesy, I wanted to note here, listen, I don't know that it necessarily matters to a lot of people, but I think it's noteworthy in the sense that it was just a few years ago that I believe there was only 1, maybe 2 female officials in the entire NBA. I believe there are now 8 total.
Okay.
2 of the 3
5,
officials,
yep.
2 of the 3 officials tonight are female in Sheree Mitchell and Jenna Schroeder joining Zach Zarba. I don't believe we've ever had a game, at least here in Toronto, where 2 of the 3 have been female.
I'll tell you how old I am. I saw the first female official, Violet Palmer, do the game between the Dallas Mavericks and the Vancouver Grizzlies.
Violet Palmer and Dee Cantor, the 2 OGs, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, on both of them.
Yep.
And out of the timeout, another Golden State miss as Steph Curry comes up empty from distance, far side. Steph starts the game 1 of 3. Raptors with the rebound down the floor have a chance to take the lead. Barnes tried to get it into Pearl. It was nearly taken away by Golden State, but Pearl taps it back out. Barnes over to Grady. Grady on the near side, can't get by Wiggins, goes back out towards center to Scotty. Shot clock's down to 4. Barnes to a cutting Grady, was hammered midair, and a late whistle, but the correct call as Grady Dick's going to go to with the ball right now on the near sideline. Mitchell trying to shake free from Heald, goes up top to Grady Dick, cross-court on the far side. It's Ochai. Abaji now puts it on the floor, drives on Wiggins, gives it back to Olynyk on the near side. Hands off to Mitchell. Mitchell gets into the paint, gives it back to Olynyk at the free throw line, elevates for the jumper on the run, and knocks it down.
Nice job by Kelly, and great balance considering he was drifting toward the far sideline before he got it down.
Wiggins across center, picked up by Abaji. The Raptors really seem like they are definitely dialed in and enthusiastic on the defensive end tonight. Curry weaving through traffic, gets down near the block far side, fires a pass in the corner to Anderson, far wing to Heald, 3-ball no good. Rebound though goes to Golden State, kept alive. They find Heald for the 3, and always, as you say, offensive rebounds, the best time for a triple.
The difference was on the first one, the contest made him hesitate, and he missed it. Unfortunately, the Raptors not able to grab the rebound.
The Raptor lead cut to 5 at 41-36. We're approaching the midway point of quarter number 2. Straight away up top, it's Kelly Olynyk. Stops his dribble, goes out on the wing far side to Mitchell. Mitchell, little stop and go on Anderson. Got down toward the block, threw it up, missed the shot, and gets the rebound. Kyle Anderson fires ahead to Heald. Pulls up for a triple far side. Missed that one. Olynyk with the rebound. Raptors dodge that bullet, and they come the other way. Grady, far wing, he'll take a 3. That one off the back rim, no good. Tracked down by Steph Curry. Ahead to Kyle Anderson. Anderson driving, runs into Olynyk. Wow, no call, but he got the bucket, and Golden State cuts the Raptor lead to 3, and Darko takes the timeout.
Kelly did a nice job of retreating and trying to distract a charging Anderson, but to no avail.
So we're going to take a break again with Toronto leading by 3, 41-38 on Toronto Raptors basketball. Brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Hey, Raptor fans, what would you rather have? More money or more vacation?
Cheers, insiders! Basketball fans from around the world, thank you for hanging out with us today for the Toronto Raptors and the Boston Celtics on New Year's Eve, and the schedule makers just love our Raptors. They gave us New Year's Day as well against the Nets. What the heck? Back-to-back on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. One day we'll get a Christmas game. Thanks for being here. Please hit that like button down below and share this link out. Let's get more basketball fans here in the chat to hang out with our Raptors and celebrate New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Go Raptors, go! I can't hear you, We the North. Let's see it in the chat. Go Raptors, go!
2025 Tundra 4x4 Crewmax SR from $150 weekly for 36 months at 4.79% with $5,800 down. Visit shoptoyota.ca or your local Ontario Toyota dealer today.
This year, warm up to winter in Ontario. To romantic trips, cozy cabins, warm up to some cool adventure, skiing, ice climbing, skate trails, snowshoeing. Chill out by a fire, sipping ice wine, going to a food festival, or a resort. Winter in Ontario. We're warming up to you. Plan it now at destinationontario.com.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. 5:42 to go until half. Daniele Franceschi comes up with the halftime show. Raptors leading 41-38. They were up by 8. And Golden State trying to chop into this and get it down and maybe even get a lead back before we get to the half. The Warriors coming in again at 19-19. And that record in the Western Conference has them 11th and outside of the play-in. So a very important game for the Golden State Warriors. We're approaching the midway point of this NBA season.
Yeah, we are. You know, you're talking about Golden State being 38. You know, a couple more games, this is 39.
No, the Raptors have already played 39. This is our 40th game tonight.
Yeah.
Toronto sitting second last in the East ahead of the Washington Wizards. Utah dead last in the West, just one loss more than the Raptors, but the same win total. Grady Dick in the lane, missed the shot. Kind of a wild running floater as he was fading toward the baseline, and the Raptors couldn't get to the rebound. Steph Curry has it out on the far side, guarded by Grady Dick. Flicks the pass over to Kyle Anderson. Anderson to Heald. Back to Anderson on the far sideline. They're trying to find Steph. He comes off the screen, turns, fires, and flicks it up with one hand on a floater from about 15 feet. Got it to go.
They ran the same play twice. Side screen for Hield. It didn't work. He gave it up. Screen for Curry. Curry gets the basket.
Olynyk was looking for Ochai. Abaji looked like he might have got held, but the Raptors turn it over. And now Golden State with a chance to take the lead. And they will on a bucket from Anderson plus the foul. 3-point opportunity coming. Golden State, in the midst of an 11-2 run, has wiped out the Raptor 8-point lead. And now they're on top by 1 with a free throw to come.
Got to match up and know where your guy is in transition.
Steph Curry with 3 assists in the ball game. That's tops on either side for the Raptors or the Warriors, and he's got a team-high 10 points as well. It's Anderson who got the bucket as he goes to the free throw line. 7 points for the veteran Kyle Anderson, who releases the free throw and makes it cleanly. Golden State by 2. It's 43-41. Raptors now have to try and come back again. It is only a 2-point deficit. We'll see what they can do right here. Barnes to Ochai, back to Scotty on the near side. Scotty with Looney in front of him. Now trying to back down on Looney. He can definitely shake him. Turns, fires, missed the bucket, had a great look.
He did. He did use the shake too and got to the strong hand in the middle.
It was only about a 8-9 footer.
He left it on the front rim.
Looney in the corner to Hield, back to Looney on the block. Trying to lean in on Grady Dick. Pirtle there to help as well. And Looney smartly turns, fires, and kisses it off glass.
Davion Mitchell made a great play. He stopped momentarily at Looney and forced Looney to kick it out, then closed out. Unfortunately, nobody came back to pick up Looney.
Golden State on a 14-2 or 12-0 run. Either way, it ends right there with a floater from Jakob Pirtle from about 2 feet. Well, maybe 6 feet. Got it to go either way. Raptors trailing by 2. It's 45-43. Hield, far side. Above the arc to Looney, bounces the pass on the sideline to Anderson, now to Hield. Came off the screen, far side triple up, no good for Buddy Hield. And Raptors keep dodging bullets from Hield, just 1 of 6 from the perimeter.
Yeah, Buddy hasn't been shooting it well lately, and the Raptors taking advantage of that.
Pirtle has it, feet inside the arc, out on the far side, goes to Mitchell. Mitchell now trying to weave through traffic, gives it back to Pirtle below the free throw line. Stops, gives it back to Mitchell in the far corner. Mitchell cutting, driving, gives it back to Pirtle, and he floats it up and in yet again. That thing's like a patented shot for Yak. Raptors tie the game at 45. Driving, Wiggins fires back to the free throw line to Looney. Missed the jump shot from the free throw line, and the Raptors grab the rebound. Across center, slowly moving, Scotty Barnes brings it across that logo. Barnes now driving toward the far side, keeps the dribble alive, stops at the free throw line, fires back on the perimeter to a wide open Grady Dick, who buries the triple.
Great job by Barnes and Pirtle in that action, just to draw the defense in and give Grady some space.
So a nice response by the Raptors after giving up the lead. They take it back. Toronto up by 3, 48-45. Another miss for the Warriors. That was Andrew Wiggins from the perimeter. No good on a 26-footer. Raptors with the rebound. Here's Barnes. Barnes trying to shake free from Hield. Gets to the free throw line, below it, stops on a dime, elevates for the jumper, missed it, got his own miss, kicks it into the corner to Mitchell. Davion three ball, no good. Golden State with the rebound. Streaking across center comes Steph. Runs into Grady. To Wiggins, back to Steph on the far side. Got to the free throw line, and a very late whistle comes in as Steph lost the handle, then complained, and after the Raptors had already picked up the ball and started to move up the floor, a whistle comes in from behind the play. Come on. I don't care if it's a foul, but call it when it happens. Don't call the reaction.
Yeah, processing time. Well, Darko seems to be walking away smiling.
I have something to say, but I'm going to bite my tongue. 48-45, now 48-46 as the first free throw goes down.
I know what you're thinking, and I might as well say it. Darko's not winning that argument.
Correct.
I'll leave people to read between the lines or fill in blanks on their own.
Second free throw good as well. Curry perfect at the stripe in this ball game, 4 of 4. And the Raptors have their lead cut to 1. Approaching the final 2 minutes. We now tick under 2 minutes to go in this first half. Barnes on the wing near side. 3-ball up, no good. Scotty, after the hot start, has kind of come down to earth a little bit. Now 5 of 12. Does have a team-high, game-high 12 points. 8 rebounds. Deep triple is good for Steph Curry, and he mugs to the crowd after launching from 35 feet and buries it clean.
It's like, who's the home team here? People cheering for that one is like the Globetrotters.
50-48, Golden State on top. Tied now at 50s as Scotty weaves through traffic and lays it up and in. Quickly down the floor, the Warriors get it to Hield in the far corner. He drove, missed the shot, wanted a call. I don't know what he's thinking. He just blew that layup. Barnes to Grady, far wing, wide open. Grady Dick, no good. Battling for the rebound, Andrew Wiggs controls. Did I say Wiggs? Wiggins, of course. I can call him Wiggs as he brings it across center. Jersey untucked for Wiggins as he hands it off to Jackson Davis.
He looks like he was playing in high school. He always had that. Raptors going to get the call there as Steph Curry called on a push-off with Mitchell going to the ground.
And the first man up calling for that foul was Global Ambassador Drake, sitting courtside right on top of that play, and he was screaming at the officials to blow the whistle on that one. Tell you what, there might have been more of a foul on Andrew Wiggins with the shove on Davion Mitchell than there was on Steph Curry, but either way, a foul nonetheless, and either way, you'll take it and run if you're a Raptor fan. Scotty Barnes over to Grady Dick, this time on the near wing. Grady 3-ball, quick trigger, missed it, but he tracks down his miss, gets into the lane, and floats it up and in. Dick on top of that one. Across center comes Steph. Curry hounded by Mitchell, he's on the floor, hands all over as Pirtle gets in there, and they're gonna call a jump ball. And Steve Kerr not happy with Sheree Wright on that one. He is freaking out right now. Scotty Barnes telling Steve Kerr to sit down.
I thought Steph just lost his footing. That's what it looked like to me.
And now Darko comes out to center court and says something to Steve Kerr that makes Kerr laugh. And now the two of them are sharing a laugh together. I'm going to guess it's probably like, Steve, you're not going to win that argument. But who knows? It might not be that. Jump ball with Mitchell and Curry, and Steph comes down with it, then turns, fires, and misses a triple from the north side. Golden State tracks down the rebound, and they're going to get yet another second chance opportunity. They whip the ball around and denied at the rim. Wow, what a block down low as Pirtle got his hands on Jackson Davis, and then the ball, actually, excuse me, it was Ochai.
Ochai.
It was
Great
Ochai
job.
with a huge block. Pirtle was standing there, but it was Ochai with the rear contest.
No, that was straight up. He looked him in the eye. The key was he got behind him. And you teach
there
kids.
There were so many bodies in front of me, Jonesy, I couldn't see the play.
You teach kids, when that ball goes airborne, let it go past you. It will be exposed on the back end when you drift by it. You know, for the kids that can jump and are athletic, you teach that when you're...
So not JR.
When you're attacking on a guy's coming in on the 45 for the layup, as soon as he puts the ball up, don't go for it off the glass. Wait till you're drifting past him and you get it on the way by because the ball is exposed. It's very similar to stealing off the dribble when a guy turns his hip and the ball is exposed.
And Jackson Davis goes to the free throw line and misses both, so the Raptors still lead 52-50 as we've got 10 seconds to go. Far corner 3-ball, no good for Ochai, battling down low. Pirtle couldn't get to it. Last shot. Bounces off the rim, and the Raptors head into the locker room with a 2-point lead.
Good half for Toronto. Really good half for the Raptors. They did a nice job with the defense. Golden State only shooting 34%, but we're only halfway home, Eric. There's still a lot of, I guess, holding on to do when it comes to the second half with Golden State.
52-50. Raptors lead the Warriors as we go into the half. When we come back, Daniele Franceschi will take over with our halftime show. Then Jonesy and I return for second half action on Toronto Raptors basketball. Brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Hey, Raptor fans, what would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
Ah, at last, the Subaru winter is here. It's the perfect weather for the beach. Feel the sun's rays on the small amount of skin peeking out of your ski mask. Put on your beach puffer and hear the sound of the waves crashing over the chatter of your teeth. Get out there in winter like it's summer with standard symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and advanced safety systems. Visit your local Subaru dealer today.
How to fix broken furnace. What's a heat exchanger?
You might not know how to fix a furnace, but we do. We're Reliance Home Comfort, here to take your call 24/7. And if you need a new furnace, ask us about our next day or we pay installation guarantee. Plus, right now, save 20% during the Reliance team member pricing event, where you pay what we pay. So if you need help now,
Call on Reliance.
Conditions apply. See website for details.
The 2025 Honda Civic Hybrid is here, and it may sound too good to be true. With a 2-liter 4-cylinder backed by 2 electric motors, giving a combined 200 horsepower, it's our most powerful and fuel-efficient Civic ever. Plus, with an estimated range of over 800 kilometers and available features like a Bose premium sound system, your crew will love it too. Huh, maybe it should be called the Civic 2.0. Redefine your drive with the 2025 Civic Hybrid. Visit your Ontario Honda dealer and test drive yours today.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Curry just 2 of 8 in the ballgame. Brown, sideline, far side, Shed, another triple for Jamal Shed. Timeout Warriors.
Oh, Jamal Shed cooking on a Monday night, trying to do his best Steph Curry impression. Who's also balling, by the way. But the Raptors, guess what? They have a lead at the half, 52-50 over the Golden State Warriors. Hello, welcome inside Scotiabank Arena. The Raptors leading the Golden State Warriors 52-50 here at halftime. I am your host, Daniele Franceschi. You're listening to our Toronto Raptors halftime show, brought to you by your Ontario Honda dealers. Redefine your drive with the 2025 Civic Hybrid. Get performance and get in the game with the Civic Hybrid, available now at your Ontario Honda dealer. The Raptors, it's been a while since they've gotten into the win column. They're hoping to buck that trend tonight. They haven't won since New Year's Day. They've lost 16 of their last 17, but they do find themselves in front, albeit a 2-point advantage here at recess over the Golden State Warriors. And with that, why don't we take a peek and check out our halftime box score. You heard us bumper in with Jamal Shed. Well, there's a reason for it. He's been really darn good tonight. No Emmanuel quickly for the Raptors, so there is that backdrop. Davion Mitchell, by the way, did start the game, making his first start since December 31st. But Jamal Shed, 9 points on 3 of 5 shooting, 3 of 4 from deep in the first half. He is now 8 for 10 over his last 3.5 games from three-point territory. Just absurd. He's shooting the cover off the ball right now, playing with tremendous confidence. Scotty Barnes also really, really good in that first half. 14 points, 8 rebounds, 6 of 13 from the field, 3 assists as well. He's done a little bit of everything. Grady Dick in double figures. You're seeing him more active, more involved on the offensive end of the floor. He's up to 12 points on 4 of 10 shooting. As for the Warriors, yes, Steph Curry cooking. 15 points in the first half, 4 of 10 shooting from the field, 3 of 7 from deep, 4 rebounds, 3 assists for him as well. Pretty balanced in terms of the job the Raptors have done on him on the defensive end of the floor. Kudos to Davion Mitchell and Jamal Shed. They have made life difficult, but Steph is going to do what he does, which is score the ball at a really high clip. Andrew Wiggins, in a homecoming game for him, of course, the native of Thornhill, Ontario, the product of Vaughan Secondary School. 8 points, 2 of 5 from the field in that opening half, a couple of rebounds to boot as well, as the Raptors right now hanging on to a 2-point advantage over the Warriors, who shot 34% from the field in the opening 24 minutes. Let's take a quick break. We got plenty of action around the National Basketball Association. There's also a pretty important football game happening. Unfortunately, not in LA, but in Arizona. The Rams, the Vikings, rounding out the wild card in the National Football League. We'll get you up to speed with everything that's going on in the world of professional sports. You're listening to Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network, streaming on the Sportsnet app and sportsnet.ca.
The snow conditions are here for what will be a great snowmobile season. And what could make it even better? How about the best offers we've ever had on Ski-Doo and Lynx snowmobiles? Hi, I'm Jean-Luc Lemire. Our best promotions are on. Choose 0% financing for 5 years or rebates of up to $3,000 off, or choose no payment for 6 months on all 2024 or 2025 Ski-Doos. The choice is yours, and the savings are the best we've ever had. Visit us at Energy Power Sports in Oakville today and ride now.
You built your business from the ground up. Now let Rogers Sports and Media take it to new heights. Book your next radio or podcast advertising campaign with Rogers Sports and Media Ad Manager. Designed for businesses of all sizes, RSM Ad Manager is self-serve and simple to use. We'll even give you a $250 ad credit to build your first campaign today. And your audio can be produced at no extra cost. Visit grow.rogersportsandmedia.com to claim your ad credit today.
Desjardins Insurance cares a lot about their clients. In fact, it's packed with such a ginormous amount of vast and substantial care that's bursting with even more whoppingly humongous and colossal care. You might be a little surprised when we tell you that all of that care fits in the palm of your hand. With the Desjardins Insurance mobile app, you'll get a big hand with 24/7 paper-free access to all of your home and auto policies, including your digital pink slip. Get insurance that's really big on care at Desjardins.com/care.
February 20th on City TV.
In every great city, heinous crimes cast a dark shadow.
Law and Order Toronto Criminal Intent.
These crimes have a face, but in order to prove it, the evidence must be undeniable.
The truth is not always obvious, but we won't stop until we find it.
Because maybe we can make this city a little bit safer. I'm Detective Graff. This is Detective Bateman.
Law and Order Toronto Criminal Intent. New season starts February 20th on City TV.
Ugh, these vacation prices are really adding up. Flights, hotels.
Are your vacation plans going off-road? I'm a Sunwing financial advisor, saving you money while giving you more.
Did you say financial advisor?
Yeah, Sunwing financial advisor. There are thousands of us across Canada cracking the code on vacation savings so you can crack open that SPF.
Huh, that makes so much financial sense.
Book with your local travel advisor or at...
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back inside Scotiabank Arena. The Raptors leading the Golden State Warriors 52-50. Yeah, it's a rematch of the 2019 finals. People sometimes forget that, don't they? Not in this city per se, but around basketball, everybody's like, it's an anomaly. Whatever. Those folks from the north, they're going to be our 51st state soon. I don't know about that. We'll see. But yes, the Raptors do have a 2-point advantage over the Golden State Warriors as they look to pick up their first win since January 1st. Of course, that being New Year's Day right here at Scotiabank Arena against the Brooklyn Nets. Why don't we take a peek as we have a few moments remaining before Eric Smith, Paul Jones have second half action. Let's check in and visit our NBA out-of-town scoreboard. A few games on the go right now around the association. The New York Knicks with a halftime lead over the Detroit Pistons. It's a tight one at MSG, 63-59 in favor of New York. The T-Wolves currently hanging on to a 3-point advantage heading into the fourth quarter against the Washington Wizards. The Grizz up 10 currently on the road in Houston. That one's still in the first half. And then two big ball games tonight. The Lakers hosting the Spurs, the Clippers hosting the Heat. For both of those teams, it will be the first time in more than a week that they have played on their home floor. That, of course, a product of the ongoing wildfires in Los Angeles. So we send our prayers and sympathies to everybody dealing with that in California. But great to have those two teams back in their home arenas tonight. And in the NFC wildcard game, the final wildcard matchup before we move into the divisional round, the Rams, after one quarter of play, currently leading 10-0 over the Minnesota Vikings. Kyron Williams with a touchdown in that ball game. And again, second half action just a few moments away. I got to tell you, the atmosphere tonight here at Scotiabank Arena, ladies and gentlemen, absolutely electric. We've got Drake in the house with Adonis. Unfortunately, they're not sitting here right now, but literally 2 rows in front of where I am currently situated. That is where they have been seated throughout the game. We got Joey Votto opposite of me right now on the other sideline, first row, prime seating courtside. Joey Votto, recently retired, of course, former National League MVP, and I guess once Buffalo Bison, not a Blue Jay, never suited up for the Jays, unfortunately, but he is in the house tonight. You got Top 5, the famous Scarborough rapper, lot going on, GTA rapper, I should say, plenty going on here on a Monday night. Of course, Steph Curry, big attraction, unbelievable, almost a Warriors home crowd, it feels like, in this arena tonight, but an incredible atmosphere as the Warriors, Steph Curry doing damage with 15 in the opening half, but the Raptors, thanks to some quality basketball from Scotty Barnes and Jamal Shed, right now holding a 2-point advantage as we get set for the second half of this ball game. Good news for the Raptors, they're 0 for 22 this season when they trail at half, so maybe that's a good omen for maybe they can get off the schneid and pick up a win here tonight at Scotiabank Arena. All right, second half action in just a few moments' time. Eric Smith and Paul Jones will have the call. I'll be back for post-game coverage once this one wraps up and we hear the final horn. In the meantime, enjoy the second half. You're listening to Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network, streaming on the Sportsnet app and sportsnet.ca.
Alpine News Network is here live with one of our superheroes.
I don't want to say I'm a big deal, but I am a superhero. I love helping people consolidate their debts, and that's what I did for the Smiths. I took their bills and zoom, wha-bam, zap, turn them into one low monthly payment. No, the sound's not necessary, but it's part of the fun.
Own your home? Need a loan? Alpine Credits can help.
Alpine Credits, where homeowners get approved. Just for license 12616.
It's your business. You built it yourself. Let Rogers Sports and Media help to make it grow. There's now an easy way to get your business on the air with our radio station or our entire audio network. It's called Rogers Sports and Media Ad Manager. Designed for businesses of all sizes, RSM Ad Manager is self-serve and simple. Get a $250 ad credit to get started, and your audio can be produced at no extra cost. Visit grow.rogersportsandmedia.com for details.
Now everyone knows how much I crave Lone Star fajitas, but every Tuesday, I get the craving for saving.
Now at Lone Star, una fajita for $19.99 or fajitas for 2 for $29.99. Wood-fire grilled seasoned chicken breast, fresh baked tortilla served on a sizzling skillet. It's Fajita Tuesday. That's una fajita for $19.99 or fajitas for 2 for $29.99. Only at Lone Star, including the new Lone Star Cantina in Whitby. Your home for fajitas, Ritas, and good times.
We are summer. Are you ready?
It's coming soon. North America's largest indoor boat show, the Toronto International Boat Show. New this year, late night Thursday. The show will be open until 10 p.m. Extended hours for shopping on Thursday night, January 18th to 26th at the Anarcare Center.
We are summer. Are you ready?
We are summer.
Toronto Boat Show.
Visit TorontoBoatShow.com.
Orthotics.
Footwear.
Orthotics.
Footwear.
Guys, enough. Kintec are experts in orthotics and footwear. It's what sets them apart. By tailoring orthotics to your shoes and shoes to your orthotics, you get comfort and support designed just for you.
Oh, so it's orthotics and footwear working together.
Like peanut butter and jelly.
You got it.
Or pickles and syrup.
Is that a thing?
PB&J.
Pickles and syrup!
Oh, boy.
Kintec footwear and orthotics.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you, getting set to start the second half. Raptors leading the Warriors 52-50 as we get set to begin this third quarter. And as we did a couple of nights ago, Jonesy, National Football League playoff action going on as we speak.
What do we got, E? What do we got?
The Rams lead the Vikings 10-3. As I believe it's late first quarter. I
thought that was going to be a shootout for some reason with the way Stafford and Darnold can sling that baby around.
Second quarter just started, but it is 10-3 Rams. Kyron Williams has a touchdown for the Rams. Raptors start with the ball. They bring it across center. Davion Mitchell got the start tonight. Again, if you're just tuning in, Emmanuel quickly injured. He woke up with a bad hip. And Scotty Barnes driving along the baseline near side, floated up. Tip from Pirtle, no good, but Pirtle fouled on another tip attempt. And he's going to go to the free throw line for 2, 18 seconds into this third quarter.
A couple of things you want to see cleaned up if you're the Raptors. Second chance points, 11-4 for Golden State. And Raptors, who normally dominate in paint points, only up 14-12 in that category at half.
Pirtle misses the first free throw. Second one up and clean. So 1 of 2 at the stripe for the Raptor big man, as Toronto's lead extends to 3 at 53-50. Their lead got as high as 8 in the first half. Golden State had a lead of 5. Warriors shooting just 34%. They've coughed up 5 turnovers. The Raptors shooting 42% with 6 turnovers. Driving and laying it up and in, Steph Curry.
Well, that's what happens. It's a common play in the NBA. Drive comes from side A, cutter comes from side B.
Barrett cut off on the baseline by his fellow Canadian Wiggins. Then Barnes was double teamed. Raptors work it out to Grady. Extra pass into the corner to a wide open Barrett. Unfortunately, he missed the triple. I don't know if Grady got banged up on the play or what, but he was late getting back. Finally gets across center, and he's trying to shadow Steph Curry right now. 3-ball far side off glass and in for Schroeder. I guarantee he wasn't trying to do that, but he got the friendly kiss, and Golden State leads 55-53. Pirtle drops it to Grady, driving into the paint. Fires into the near corner to Mitchell. To Barnes, who whipped it down low to Grady Dick. He should have been wide open, but I think he took his eyes off the ball and he lost it, turned it over down the floor. Wiggins to the tin. Got blocked by Barnes, but they're going to say fouled by Barnes and send Andrew Wiggins to the free throw line.
That's big man's basketball. That's grown people basketball on that drive by Wiggins. Contact by Barnes. I didn't think it was contact worthy of a foul, but this is the NBA, so.
So Andrew Wiggins heads to the free throw line. He's got 8 points in the ball game. He was 2 of 5 in the first half. Both of his buckets coming from distance. Added a couple of free throws. He's got 2 rebounds and an assist. His third free throw attempt of the game is good. Golden State pushes their lead ahead to 3 at 56-53. One more coming for Mr. Wiggins. Golden State in their black uniform tonight, trimmed with that gold and yellow. Raptors in the home whites with the red lettering and that big red chevron. Wiggins, second free throw is good. And Golden State leads by 4. Man, somebody just walked by. I think they drowned themselves in Cologne tonight. Whew! Mitchell across center. Hands it off to Grady Dick, up top to Pirtle. Over on the near side, it's Barrett. Dips now behind the Pirtle screen, gets into the paint, kisses it up off glass and in with a left-hand scoop. 54-52, or excuse me, 57-55, as the scoreboard was just updating in front of me, with the Raptors still trailing by a deuce. Schroeder, 3-ball, and flying out on the perimeter to get the block with Scotty Barnes, and he turns and mugs and smiles at his former teammate, Dennis Schroeder. Golden State gets set to inbound on the near side to the right of their bench as Schroeder will do the honors. Fires it to Hield, who dips behind the Jackson Davis screen and buries the triple.
Got to know what Buddy does, and when he's involved in any screening action, he's got to be the priority.
2 of 7 from distance, just his second 3-ball of the game right there, but a big one as Scotty Barnes comes back, misses a short jumper from down near the block far side. Golden State with the rebound across center, leading by 5 and driving into the painted area. It's going to be an offensive foul on a charge going against Golden State as Grady Dick stood in there and took the shot on Buddy Hield, and Raptors will get the ball.
Yeah, Grady doing a nice job of giving his body up on the pass. And I'll say this, Grady's been doing a lot of that this year. He hasn't been rewarded, but he's been really concentrating on trying to take charges.
Pirtle Down low to Barrett. Great inside position and used his size and strength to beat Schroeder and lay it in.
They cleaned out the lane. Great spacing and the high-low from Pirtle to a smaller, to Barrett on a smaller Schroeder.
Jackson Davis cutting to the 10, and a great job by Jakob Pirtle to stick his hands in there, hold the ball, and keep Jackson Davis from getting a wide-open layup or dunk. What a play by Jakob Pirtle. Massive strength as well.
Well, yeah, and that's what it takes down there on the gather by Jackson Davis, and Jakob just clamping his hands on the ball.
So we've got a jump ball right now with Pirtle and Jackson Davis at the Bay Street end free throw line. And Pirtle ultimately comes away from that battle.
Third jump.
And again, they try and go down the floor and lob it down low to Barrett, who had deep position behind Schroeder, but the pass from Scotty Barnes sails long into the baseline.
Barrett was held, and that's when he just quickly to Sheree Mitchell said, oh, by the way, can you watch the hold on that? If you're the Raptors, I'd rather you throw that thing off the backboard so RJ can go get it like a rebound.
And now Schroeder playing a little tit for tat, drives on the far side, kisses it off glass and lays it in.
That's the Carmelo Anthony post, right?
8:35 to go in the quarter. Raptors lose the ball and turn it over. But to his credit, Scotty Barnes gets back in the play, picks off the Golden State pass, breaks up the fast break, and the Raptors force a turnover. Grady Dick far sideline to Barrett. Barrett guarded by Curry. Now Wiggins comes over on the switch. They kick it out on the perimeter to Mitchell. Mitchell gets into the paint, stops, hands it off to Barnes, who elevates and dunks it down from the baseline.
Great
the
patience.
Two-hand flush.
Great patience. RJ didn't force the post up on Steph. He swings it, and then Mitchell penetrates for Scotty. Great offense there.
Healed to Schroeder. Schroeder straight away. He's covered by Grady. Tried to shake him with a crossover. Went right, spins left, passes out onto the perimeter. Nobody there. And the Golden State Warriors turn it over for an 8th time.
Well, nice job by Grady staying in front of Schroeder. Just use your length, use the space.
Mitchell, cross court, right to left, over to Grady. Grady picked up by Curry. Now goes cross court over to Barrett. Barrett holding the ball, Buddy Hield in front of him. Shot clock at 14. Barrett bounces the pass over to Barnes inside the arc on the far side. Back over to Barrett inside the arc. Now getting his way into the paint, turns, fires off glass, took contact, no call. Pirtle cleaned it up, but missed it on a little gimme right under the tin.
He was contested. Thought the Raptors had a couple of good looks there that they couldn't convert on.
Wiggins, crossover, step back, triple good far side. Big time bucket right there for Andrew Wiggins. Golden State by 6, their largest lead of the game. And the Raptors want the timeout. With 7:05 to go in the third quarter, Toronto takes the timeout as they trail by 6, 65-59 on Toronto Raptors basketball. Brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Hey Raptor fans, what would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
The Subaru winter has arrived. The crisp air and negative temperatures mean one thing: camping. Emerge from your icy tent and bask in 4 to 6 hours of sunlight. Enjoy the unmistakable smell of campfire through the glacial wind pummeling your face. Relax by the water, taking in the soothing sounds of thick ice cracking and popping. Get out there in winter like it's summer with standard symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and advanced safety systems. Visit your local Subaru dealer today.
We are summer. Are you ready?
It's coming soon. North America's largest indoor boat show. The Toronto International Boat Show. There's so much to see and do. Kids 16 and under are always free. Life is so much better with a boat. January 18th to 26th at the Enercare Center.
We are summer. Are you ready?
We are summer.
The Toronto Boat
Visit TorontoBoatShow.com.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back to Scotiabank Arena. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. 65-59, Golden State leading the Raptors. The Warriors in the midst of a 15-6 run. And certainly not great news for the Raptors over the last 4-10, that 15-6 run, allowing them to jump out to a 6-point advantage. Jonesy, their largest lead of the game.
Well, I go back to key number one. Play hard enough and play well enough for 3 quarters to put yourself in a position down the stretch to win the game. It's a key time for the Raptors right now.
Out of the timeout we come. Golden State shooting 39% in the ball game. Raptors at 41% as Barnes gets it in to Davion Mitchell. At the far elbow, it's Pirtle. Gives it back to Barnes on the block. Barnes fighting his way, muscling his way down low. Takes the foul from Santos, and he's going to the free throw line.
That's a good call out of the timeout. After timeout play, you don't opt for a 3-ball. You get it down low to Scotty. Jonathan Kuminga sitting on the Golden State bench after the ankle injury. I'm wearing a New York Yankee hat, though. I'm not cool with that. Sorry, I'm old-fashioned.
What, you mean wearing a hat on the bench or wearing the logo of another team?
Well, both. It's more palatable if it's a Golden State hat on the bench.
I would say, or an Oakland A's hat, but these days, who knows? Offensive foul going against Andrew Wiggins on an illegal screen, 65-61. After the Raptors made good at the free throw line to cut the Golden State lead to 4. Toronto gets the ball right back and a chance to chop a little bit more off the scoreboard. Mitchell over to Pirtle. Pirtle inside to Barnes, who drives immediately to the tin and lays it in.
Scotty up to 20. Raptors doing a nice job of hanging onto the rope and pulling a little closer.
Wiggins trying to shake free from Mitchell on the near side. Mitchell holding his ground as Wiggins buries a shoulder in the chest a couple of times, drives to the tin, and ultimately on the elevation they call a foul on Davion Mitchell. That's going to send Wiggins to the free throw line.
Well, Davion's okay. Well, you got me on the back down and the grab, but he was not shooting when that grab happened.
Wiggins at the stripe, missing the free throw. Raptors trailed by 2. It's 65-63. Second free throw coming for Wiggins. That one no good as well, 0 for 2. Rebound tapped around though. Grady didn't squeeze. He tried to spike it to keep it alive, and it goes out of bounds baseline, so it'll be Golden State ball and a fresh 14.
Yeah, he tried to tip it to another Raptor. I get it, but sometimes you just hang on with 2 hands if you can.
Halfway through this third quarter, Curry catches the pass and from just above the free throw line turns, fires, and floats up a 16-footer that is good to push the lead back to 4 for Golden State. Barnes at the elbow turns, fires, and sends a pass to Pirtle, smartly using the length and height Pirtle was fouled, no call,
Yep.
but they'll count the deuce.
Jakob does not complain.
Driving and laying it in on the other end was Kevon Looney. And now driving the other way, R.J. Barrett to the tin.
Come on.
Foul, but they don't call it. Now a late whistle from the rear official. Jenna Schroeder does call the foul. On the baseline, Zach Zarba said, no, it was just out of bounds. But Schroeder says, no, I saw that one. It's a foul, and R.J.'s going to get 2.
Anytime you come down across, well, the mid forearm and slide down to the wrist, like that's and listen, if you're an official, you have to stay with the play in a sense and watch it because there may not be any contact initially there.
Lindy Waters going to check back in for Golden State. He's going to come in for Andrew Wiggins. Bruce Brown getting set to check back in, as is Ochai Agbaji. We'll clean up the lineups in a second as R.J. Barrett stands at the stripe, just hit the first free throw to cut the Golden State lead to 69-66. Second free throw, no good. Pirtle tried to battle for the rebound, couldn't get it. So Barrett, 1 of 2 at the stripe. The Raptors as a team tonight, 7 of 10. 69-66, Golden State by 3. Looney with the ball above the arc straightaway. Now on the near side finds Buddy Hield. He's got Bruce Brown on his hip. Goes cross-court over on the far wing to Curry. Curry trying to shake free from Ochai. Pirtle there with the help as well. Now Curry steps, fires, misses the triple. Rebound heading toward his bench. Tracked down in the corner by Santos, keeps it alive. And now driving, but blocked. Bruce Brown snuffs out the shot from Hield and actually goes off Hield out of bounds. It's Raptor ball. What a play by Bruce Brown.
And that's poor fundamentals by Buddy Hield. You're driving on the left side. You don't put the ball up with your right hand close to the defense. Use your left hand, shield it with your body.
Raptors have a chance to tie it or cut it to 1. Trailing by 3. Pirtle floats the pass to a cutting Barrett. He's blocked down low. I think it was Santos that got his hand on that one, and the Raptors come away empty. Curry across center. Tried to turn the corner on Mitchell. Now shakes and shimmies with the ball behind his back. That thing is a yo-yo on his hand right now as he got to the free throw line and bumped by Mitchell, falls to the floor, and that's going to be a foul on Davion Mitchell. It'll be his second.
I got to tell you, Davion Mitchell has a pair of the fastest feet I have seen in a long time defensively. He was right there, did get his arm around Steph, but Steph was off balance, and he gave him his Sunday best, and Davion was right with him.
Warriors inbound. Santos to Looney. Looney quarterbacking up top, gives it back to Santos. Out on the far side, well above the arc, covered by Barrett. Bounces a pass to Curry at the far elbow. Jumper up and over the outstretched arm of Jakob Pirtle.
So skilled. The normal trajectory on that shot would have been blocked. He gave a little bit more to it.
Raptors trailing by 5, 4 minutes to go in the third. 71-66. Pirtle, far corner, now dribbling and backing his way down toward the block. Turns, fires, missed the shot. And Golden State comes away with the ball. A bucket here is their largest lead of the game. Triple, Santos, no good. Back rim, tracked down to the baseline by Pirtle. And as he was hit from behind by Looney, no call, he taps it to Brown, who advances to Barrett, who gets into the lane, scoops it in, plus the foul. 3-point opportunity coming for R.J. Barrett.
I like R.J. getting downhill, continuing to force the issue.
So R.J. Barrett, Jonesy heads to the free throw line, has a chance to cut the Golden State lead down to 2. Moments ago on that last bucket that we saw, 2 possessions ago, I believe, from Jakob Pirtle. That was career point number 5,000 for Jakob Pirtle. Out-of-town scoreboard, Rams still leading the Minnesota Vikings 10-3 with 9.5 minutes to go in the first half of that football game. Late third quarter here, Golden State leading by 2, make it 4, as Curry with the vision whips a pass from the perimeter to the block, and Looney dunks it down for the deuce. 73-69. Barrett on the near side, got toward the baseline, then passes into the far corner to Ochai to Shed on the wing. Up top to Bruce Brown. Whips a pass down on the block to Pirtle. Catch. Turn, fire, and miss the soft right-hand hook. Golden State with the rebound. Leading by 4 across center they come. Out on the perimeter, Looney has it. Gives it up to Heel, triggers the 3-ball, missed it, and it's cleaned up by Pirtle. He's been gobbling up a lot of rebounds in this ball game. That was his 10th right there. Down the floor, up and under. Missing was R.J. Barrett, but a putback jam is clean for Ochai Agbaji. Hence Jonesy's wow as Ochai came flying in, cutting the Golden State lead yet again down to 2.
Well, the body control by Ochai going airborne and looking like somebody coming off a trampoline in the Olympics, moving the lower body as he forms a reverse C and then jams it back down. Real athleticism from the former Kansas Jayhawk.
73-71, Golden State leading by 2 with 2:46 to go in the third. It's Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
The 2025 Honda Civic Hybrid is here, and it may sound too good to be true. With a 2-liter 4-cylinder backed by 2 electric motors, giving a combined 200 horsepower, it's our most powerful and fuel-efficient Civic ever. Plus, with an estimated range of over 800 kilometers and available features like a Bose premium sound system, your crew will love it too. Huh, maybe it should be called the Civic 2.0. Redefine your drive with the 2025 Civic Hybrid. Visit your Ontario Honda dealer and test drive yours today.
Orthotics.
Footwear.
Orthotics.
Footwear.
Guys, enough. Kintec are experts in orthotics and footwear. It's what sets them apart. By tailoring orthotics to your shoes and shoes to your orthotics, you get comfort and support designed just for you.
Oh, so it's orthotics and footwear working together.
Like peanut butter and jelly.
You got it.
Or pickles and syrup.
Is that a thing?
PB&J.
Pickles and syrup!
Oh, boy.
Kintec footwear and orthotics.
You there, have you tried Subway's new Snackwich bundles?
Whoa, you're a bundle of energy.
But they're just $5.
Okay, chill.
There will be no chill. Get a toasty turkey ranch Snackwich with crispy potato rings. It's a bundle of a deal.
Oh, sounds tasty.
Or a hearty soup with a honey mustard ham Snackwich on ciabatta. It tastes like a bundle of joy.
Yes, I get it.
It's delicious and $5 at Subway.
Okay, bundle me in.
Price and participation may vary. Extras, taxes, and delivery additional. Expires February 16, 2025.
Are you going to say it?
Yes way.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back, Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. Raptors trailing by 2 with 2:46 to go in the third quarter. And Jonesy, I got my glasses out here. You've got your specs on, I believe, sitting across from the Golden State bench toward his retirement this past summer. Joey Votto, the longtime Cincinnati Red, who had a chance to maybe play with his hometown team. The Toronto Blue Jays spent a good chunk of time with the Buffalo Bisons and could never get up to the big club and ultimately hung him up. Again, as I say, one of the all-time greats in Major League Baseball history, Joey Votto, taking in the ball game tonight. As Andrew Wiggins, another Canadian, into the lane off the bunny hop, gets a soft floater to go from about 6 feet, extending the Golden State lead to 4. Shed, driving, got down to the baseline, lost the handle, but it goes off Andrew Wiggins' foot, so the possession will stay alive for the Raptors with 15 on the shot clock. Golden State leading by 4. Clearly a big Andrew Wiggins fan behind us as Chris Boucher squeezes off the triple far corner and missed it. Rebound to the Warriors. Schroeder brings it across center. Schroeder in the far corner to Waters. Waters missed that one. Rebound cleaned up by Jackson Davis. Second chance opportunity for the Warriors. Schroeder with the up fake, puts it on the floor, got into the paint, cut off by Brown. They flick the pass over to Anderson. Shot clock down to 3. Anderson just traveled as he got into the lane, like obvious travel.
You need a bus ticket to go that far, man.
Not called, but he missed the shot, so the Raptors come away with the rebound. Barnes to Brown, floated one up in the lane. He kind of short-armed it and came up empty off the front of the rim.
Well, challenged by Lindy Waters, a good one.
Missed that 7-footer. Raptors still down by 4. Anderson gave it to Jackson Davis inside the arc far corner. Now back out on the wing. 3 ball is good for Dennis Schroeder.
Now inside out. And Schroeder spotting up.
Golden State by 7, largest lead of the game for Golden State. Toronto had an 8-point lead earlier, but it was wiped out. That came in the second quarter. Raptors led at the half, but they're trailing now as we approach the final minute of the third quarter. Barnes down on the right block, faked the pass, curls to the rim, and got it to crawl over the tin.
Can't stop that. Lindy Waters really at a disadvantage. Scotty with position and then possession.
Into the paint, below the far elbow, keeping the dribble alive. Schroeder brings it back out to the perimeter. He's got Barnes in front of him. Goes to Waters. They swing it around to Wiggins on the near side. Wiggins now driving, trying to, but cut off by Shed, then lost the handle, picked off by Bruce Brown. But then in the open court, Brown lost the handle, and it's taken away by Wiggins. Tough break for the Raptors, especially considering they're down by 5. They could have cut it right there, down to 3 or 2. Instead, Schroeder takes a 3, misses, and Brown tracks down the rebound, and the Raptors should hold for the last shot. Game clock and shot clock are almost in sync. Darko's trying to tell him to hold for the last shot as Shed drives and then kicks it back out on the perimeter to Ochai, who gives it to Barnes, and Scotty will indeed milk this down. 7 seconds. He crossed up Anderson, who reached in, took the foul. Anderson's trying to say, I didn't foul him. It was blatantly obvious to reach. I don't know what he's thinking. And not a smart foul at all, sending Scotty Barnes to the free throw line with 5.8 seconds remaining in the quarter. I don't know what he was thinking. (78-73). Barnes knocks down the first free throw. Scotty Barnes tonight, 23 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 blocks, and a steal. Filling up the stat sheet tonight. Barnes awaiting the second free throw. 5.8 seconds remaining in the frame. Toronto down by 4. Free throw no good, cleaned up by Chris Boucher, and he's fouled. So he now will head to the free throw line. And a disastrous end to the third quarter right now for Steve Kerr and the Warriors.
Well, a chance for kind of a disjointed three-point play. Couple of fouls going on Golden State, and the Raptors a chance to cut this thing to 2.
Boucher knocks down the first one, cuts it to 3 at 78-75. Steve Kerr bringing in a little more rebounding in case there's another miss right here, as Looney and Jackson Davis come in to the ball game. Boucher awaiting the second free throw. It's up. It pops off the rim. The rebound goes to Golden State. They fire it ahead. Schroeder catches it, throws it up at the buzzer off the side of the rim. Inside the arc far corner, missed the shot. And the Raptors will go into the fourth quarter after leading by 2 at the half. They are now trailing by 3. So a 5-point swing for the Golden State Warriors.
Well, one of the first keys or initial keys Raptors have hit it. 3 quarters, a 3-point game, they're in it. Now they've got to get close enough to make plays at the end. Although the bad news is, I believe the Raptors have one win when trailing after 3 quarters. I will double check and get to you on the other side.
Jonesy's hitting the research books right now. 78-75, Golden State on top. Fourth quarter action next on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network.
At Tangerine, we're fans of fans who are invested in the game. Like Gary, who lies with reckless abandon every time he's invited out on game night, so he doesn't have to miss game night. Sorry, it's mating season for my pet squid. My e-scooter is out of gas. I ate a beanless burrito. My shoulder blade feels dull. I'm traveling to the 16th century. That's how Gary fans, and we're fans of Gary. This is how we fan. Tangerine, the official bank of the Toronto Raptors.
Stone-baked pizzas taste better.
Conveyor pizzas can't compare.
Treat yourself to the best stone-baked pizza with Pizzaville's pickup specials. Order a large 3-topping plus 2 dips, only $16.99. Call 416-736-3636.
Hurry! It's the last week of No Frills Deals for Days event. Until January 15th, shop amazing deals like select varieties of Ital pasta at only $1.33 a pack. No Frills. Won't be beat. See flyer for details.
If you already have City TV Plus, brilliant move. Because City TV Plus just added premium channels like HGTV, Food Network, Discovery, and more. The shows you know and love, plus a whole lot more. Like Celebrity IOU, TV, FX, and Bravo, all in one place. If you don't have City TV Plus yet, what are you waiting for? Nothing else stacks up. City TV Plus.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590. The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. Getting set to start the final quarter. The Raptors trailing 78-75. Scotty Barnes with 23 points to lead all scorers in the ballgame. For Golden State, Steph Curry, 7 of 14, 50% from the floor. He's got 21 points, 5 boards, 5 assists. The Raptors have, is it fair to say, kind of held him in check, even with 21, 5, and 5. But this dude can explode at any point.
Yeah.
Curry on the floor right now, and they're looking for him. Jackson Davis trying to find Curry out on the far side. Instead, he goes back up top to Moody. Moody now driving toward the right block, cut off by Olynyk, turns, fires, missed the shot, and the tip by Jackson Davis no good as the shot clock was expiring, and we're going the other way. It's Raptor ball. Steve Kerr is looking to see if he could or should review that, as the Raptors need to get the ball in.
I don't know. I guess it is reviewable.
I think you can, can't you?
You can only review it if it's the whistle has blown. I guess they did. So
Barnes at the near elbow, now driving through the paint, weaving through traffic, turns, fires, missed the shot, flying out of nowhere to secure the rebound. Boucher on his back, bounces it to Olynyk. What a play by Chris Boucher. And then Olynyk with a dangerous pass. It's taken away by Golden State, but Barnes fights to get it, and then the Raptors botch an alley-oop and give it right back to Golden State. What a wild sequence that nets a floater on the other end from Steph Curry in the heart of the lane from 7 feet.
Shed a little too cute. 2-on-1 there. Challenge the big guy.
Raptors trailed by 5, a minute 10 into the fourth quarter. Olynyk on the perimeter to Shed. Shed now driving into the near corner to Boucher. Was it deflected? Zarba coming together with Wright, the two officials chatting. Did Golden State touch it? They say yes, it'll be Raptor ball. 5 seconds on the shot clock for Toronto. Shed gets it into Barnes. Barnes going at Moody, turns, fires, missed badly, didn't hit the rim, and that's a shot clock violation for the Raptors. So Boucher had caught it and actually put it in the tin, but again, the initial shot from Barnes didn't hit the rim, so it's a shot clock violation. Tough break for Toronto.
Kind of hang on here if you're Toronto.
It's 80-75, Raptors down, and then in the backcourt, Shed again with the pressure on Steph Curry. They call the foul on Jamal Shed, who did not like the call.
I know what Jamal's trying to accomplish, but you've got to let Steph Curry get the ball and then make him work. You're not going to steal the inbound when it's wide open and it's in the open like that.
Raptors come back the other way. Golden State comes back the other way and gets a big-time triple, Jonesy, from Waters to extend their lead to 8, now the largest of the game. 83-75, Golden State on top. Raptors got to punch back right now. A little show and go from Olynyk. Got into the paint, kicks out far sideline to Boucher. Drives to the 10. Oh, my goodness! Chris Boucher with a monster jam.
Well, they ran out on him. Poor closeout. And Chris had his mind made up from the first dribble. You could see it on his countenance as the first dribble. You could see his eyes light up. You knew that was going to the basket.
An incredible dunk from Boucher brings the Raptors within 6. A turnover by the Warriors gives the ball right back to Toronto and a chance to put more on the board right here. Brown above the far elbow, floats a pass to Barnes, catches, finishes, but they say no bucket, foul on the floor. Are you kidding me? That's a terrible call.
That ball was lobbed. It's not like Scotty caught it on the floor.
No, he caught it midair.
Boy, great job. Great job by the Raptors on the high-low, clearing it out, taking advantage of the mismatch.
Curry
really,
with
really
the
well
foul.
done.
Raptors could have been down 4. Instead, it's still 6, and now they turn it over. Oh. Pull-up, triple is good. Waters buries it from straight away, and now the lead is 9. Jonesy, that's a 5-point swing thanks to the officials in many senses.
Yeah, I agree.
Raptors had a bucket, probably an and one, so the 4-point lead could have been a 3-point lead. Instead, it's a 9-point lead, but Chris Boucher just took 3 back on a triple from right in front of his own bench. And Steve Kerr wants to call timeout. Raptors down 6 with 9:05 to go.
Well, hanging tight if you're Toronto, doing a nice job. Chris Boucher, tell you, for a guy that doesn't always play and you got to kind of dust him off every so often. He's doing a great job. He really is.
9:05 to go. Raptors trailing 86-80 on Toronto Raptors basketball. Brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network.
Hey, Raptor fans, what would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
Nobody likes January, so limber up and get on down to St. Louis Bar and Grill for all-you-can-eat boneless chicken for only $19.99. When your great Uncle Leo sends you that card with a 20 in it, you may have been wondering, what am I going to do with $20? Well, sport, I'll tell you what you're going to do. You're going to eat a lot of chicken. Ooh-wee! Because for a limited time, there's also no tax. For just $19.99, you can go to town on all the boneless you can handle.
All you can eat boneless for only $19.99. Only at St. Louis Bar and Grill. Dine in only. You are welcome.
You built your business from the ground up. Now let Rogers Sports and Media take it to new heights. Book your next radio or podcast advertising campaign with Rogers Sports and Media Ad Manager. Designed for businesses of all sizes. RSM Ad Manager is self-serve and simple to use. We'll even give you a $250 ad credit to build your first campaign today. And your audio can be produced at no extra cost. Visit grow.rogersportsandmedia.com to claim your ad credit today.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. Fourth quarter, 9:05 to play. Golden State leading 86-80. 6-point game right now. It's been a very entertaining affair. We have not seen a lead in double figures. Stepping back out onto the floor, Chris Boucher, Jakob Poeltl, Davion Mitchell, Scotty Barnes, and R.J. Barrett. For Golden State, it's Moody, Jackson Davis, Waters, Curry, and Hield. Golden State's gone pretty small right here. Even Jackson Davis, their largest player, is not that big. As Waters has it out on the far wing, goes on the sideline to Curry. Curry trying to shake free from Mitchell, whips a pass in the back door that goes right through Hield's hands, and Golden State turns it over, gives the ball to the Raptors. That'll be Golden State's 14th turnover. But they've only given up 10 points off turnovers, whereas Toronto, one less turnover, 13, have coughed up 20 points off turnovers.
Live ball turnovers.
Barnes to Boucher, wide open on the wing. 3-ball is good. Chris Boucher, Mr. Fourth Quarter tonight.
Well, great job by Scotty on the penetration. Really a bad breakdown by Golden State on the rotation.
Raptors trail by 3 and another Golden State turnover. The Warriors are certainly opening the door for Toronto, Jonesy, with still a ton of time to go.
Well, the only good thing for if you're Golden State is these are dead ball turnovers or violations or throwing it out of bounds. You do have a chance to get back and try to kind of set your defense.
Just double checking here. The Raptors trailed 78-75 at the end of 3. So they have 8 points in the fourth quarter. They have all come from Chris Boucher. He has done all of the scoring for Toronto to this point. Pirtle at the free throw line, now at the far elbow. Went left, stops on a dime, kicks back out on the perimeter to Mitchell, back to Pirtle. Pirtle trying to go at Moody, turns, fires, right hand hook is good. Took advantage of the little man.
Great job. Great job. Pirtle playing like a 7-footer against an athletic but smaller Moody.
And back the other way, high off glass, missing was Waters. Tipped out, though, by Looney. Didn't hit the rim, so the shot clock's still winding down. It's down to 6. Moody driving into the paint. Fires it up, missed the shot down low. Secured by Pirtle, knocked out of his hands by Moody. It'll be Toronto ball with 7:31 to go in the ball game, and the Raptors trailing by just 1.
Nice job by Toronto. Good resiliency in coming back, and I love the way they're doing it, Eric. They are 11 of 27 from 3 tonight, but they're getting the ball inside. The paint points picking up by Toronto.
Far side on the baseline. Barnes cut off on his drive attempt. Fires back out to Pirtle above the far elbow. Yak now puts it on the floor, getting back into the paint. A great entry pass in close quarters to Barnes, who spins away from the fray, gets fouled, no call. He got hit on the top of the head. He's in agony on the other end of the floor, still holding onto his head. He's going to try and play through it on the offensive end as the Raptors just gave up a bucket to Wiggins on a 15-footer on the other end. Barnes is furious that there was no call. Barrett in the lane is held. There's going to be a foul against Golden State, and Scotty is still bent over and kind of clearing the cobwebs after getting cranked on the top of the head.
Well, nice high-low with him and Pirtle. And Andrew Wiggins, you could see even Andrew Wiggins kind of flinch because his right elbow came down on the crown of Scotty's head.
Barrett comes around a Pirtle screen. Finds Pirtle cutting to the 10. Beautiful execution by the Raptors as they again cut the Golden State lead to 1.
Double-double for Pirtle of 11 and 10, but great interior passing there. RJ with great patience.
His 3rd assist of the game, RJ. Pirtle trying to stand in the lane to quarterback that Raptor defense as the Raptor defense is ignited by a big block on the perimeter, far sideline by Chris Boucher, who's played so well in this fourth quarter.
Well, I think he's earned the right to stay on the floor on that one. A perfect help and recover. He stopped Schroeder where Pirtle was coming to help. And Boucher almost had a foot in the lane, but still recovered to the corner to get a piece of the shot.
6:23 to go in the ball game. Golden State by 1. They inbound to Looney toward the baseline, inside the arc. Fake the pass, now puts it on the floor, trying to go against Pirtle. He stops on a dime, turns, fires, and wow, the big man gets the jumper to go over the outstretched arm of Pirtle from about 13 feet.
Tough shot by Looney. Shake his hand.
Shed to Barrett, near side, driving. Spinning on Santos, fires the pass out far sideline to Boucher, and what footwork to drive, contort his body toward the baseline, and then softly lay it up and in. That's some sheer athleticism.
Oh, great footwork to step through.
Now Wiggins gets to the 10, scoops it up, and it rolls off the rim. Good contest by Barnes.
Chance for the lead if you're Toronto. Get a good look.
Toronto in the midst of a 12-4 run. Shed in the lane, kisses it off glass as he's falling to the baseline. Cleaned up down low by Pirtle, who guides it back into the 10, and Toronto has fought back from down 9 to lead by 1.
Smart play by Shed. Get it up on the rim. The big guys come to contest me. That means a little guy's trying to box out my big guy.
91-90. Raptors by 1. Triple. Wiggins, no good. Near side. Ball tapped around. Raptors don't squeeze. Is it going to net a 3? No. Back rim. Waters missed it. But another one tracked down. Another opportunity for Golden State. Santos got it and got it to Schroeder.
Long shots, long rebounds. You got to peel back.
Schroeder trying to cross up Shed, but Shed's having nothing of it. Holding his ground against Schroeder. Loose ball finds Wiggins. Triple's good as the shot clock hits 0. Andrew Wiggins buried it to put Golden State up 2. 4:44 to go, back the other way. Bucket good for Toronto. They got it down the floor in a hurry, and R.J. Barrett kissed it off glass to tie the game at 93.
Great job. Nice job by the Raptors continuing to push the pace. They picked up their shooting here in the fourth quarter.
(93-93). Raptors and Warriors all locked up with 4:40 to go in the ballgame on Toronto Raptors basketball. Brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
Hey, Raptor fans, what would you rather have? More money or more vacation? Whichever you pick, it's a win-win. Just like hitting the 50-50 jackpot. When you buy tickets to the MLSE Foundation Lottery, you support kids and youth in communities across Ontario. Last season, over $1 million in jackpot prizes were won. That means more money and more vacation. Talk about a true win-win? Visit 5050raps.com for your tickets today.
Alpine News Network is here live with one of our superheroes.
Joe and Lucy needed a new roof and reached out to Alpine Credits. I flew over to help them with a home renovation loan. I suggested they transform their house into a giant robot head, beams that shoot from the eyes. Pew, pew! Instead, they just went with shingles. But it's pretty glorious.
Own your home? Need a loan? Alpine Credits can help.
Alpine Credits, where homeowners get approved. Fiscal license 12616.
At last, the Subaru winter is here. It's the perfect weather for the beach. Feel the sun's rays on the small amount of skin peeking out of your ski mask. Put on your beach puffer and hear the sound of the waves crashing over the chatter of your teeth. Get out there in winter like it's summer with standard symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive and advanced safety systems. Visit your local Subaru dealer today.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590. The Fan.
Welcome back, Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. 4:40 to go in the ball game. The Raptors and Warriors are tied at 93. Out-of-town scoreboard. Quick check, Jonesy. Going into the half, the Los Angeles Rams leading the Minnesota Vikings 24-3. A big, is it fair to say, upset? The Rams, certainly the lower seed, but their record 10-7, maybe not indicative of the team they actually are, as they were banged up for the first half of the season, but got healthy in the second half. And with Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua, they are certainly a dangerous team, but nobody expected, I'm sure, the Vikings to have no touchdowns and be down by 21 at the half. In this ballgame, it's been a great affair. Back and forth all night. It's been a battle, as we said from the jump. We called it in the pregame. We were expecting a big game, a good game, and we're getting it. Tied at 93 with now 4:28 to go, and we've got a foul going against Davion Mitchell. It'll be his third. Warriors will inbound from the near side. Anderson to Curry. Came off the screen open, and of course you don't have to give him much space or time. The three ball is good. Warriors lead by 3.
You know, in situations like that, you really have to disrupt the passer.
Barrett in the lane. Scooped it and then handed it off to Pirtle, but it was an errant pass. That was an easy pickoff for the Warriors, but Golden State just gave it back. Raptors the other way. Barnes, off glass, missed it. Put back jam by Chris Boucher. Warriors are saying that thing was on the rim, but the officials say, nope, it's a clean bucket.
It might have been on the rim, but if you're Toronto,
take it and run.
Yep. Take what you're given.
12 in the quarter for Chris Boucher. Raptors down by 1. Curry catches off the screen. He turned and fired, but they're going to say on the floor, not on the shot. As the foul will go against Davion Mitchell. That's his 4th. Sideline out of bounds for the Warriors.
I like Davion Mitchell on Steph Curry toward the end of the game here.
96-95, Golden State leading. 3:36 to go in the ball game as Ochai Agbaji is going to come into the ball game. And, well, Jonesy, you just said you like Davion Mitchell on Curry. It's now going to be Ochai Agbaji on Curry.
A little more size, I get that, but Davion's footwork and his ability to refuse to be screened and not give Curry any space is something I liked.
Buddy Hield toward the far sideline has the ball. R.J. Barrett in front of him. They get it down low to Kyle Anderson with a little head and shoulder up fake, and Jakob Poeltl bit on that one, fouls Anderson, and Kyle Anderson's going to go to the free throw line. Poeltl with the foul. That'll be his third with now 3:27 to go in the ball game. Big free throws here for Golden State, with Anderson heading to the stripe for the second and third attempts of the game. He's got 8 points, 2 boards, 2 assists in this contest. First free throw up and clean. Raptors' next game coming on Wednesday when they host the Boston Celtics. A tough stretch this week with Golden State, Boston at home, and then on the road on Friday at Milwaukee. Anderson with the second free throw good as well. It extends the Golden State lead to 3. 98-95.
All right, your Toronto, come down. Just get a good look. Lots of time.
3:15 to go in the ballgame. Scotty Barnes on the near side, directing traffic, hands it off to Boucher, goes up top to Barrett. He's got his feet on the logo out towards center. R.J. Barrett. Barrett now driving on the far side, got to the baseline, jackknife pass out on the perimeter to Boucher. Long, high, looping triple is good. Chris Boucher unconscious in the quarter with 15, and he's tied the game.
Well, and he could have been fouled too.
98 apiece. Wiggins wide open in the corner, but there was a foul first.
In this day and age of guys taking contact and falling, I sure thought that Boucher was hit up on the arm by Andrew Wiggins. That said, take the 3, take the tie game.
And I said foul, but there's actually a kick ball, Jonesy, against Jakob Poeltl. So luckily for the Raptors, no foul, and simply an inbound pass for the Golden State Warriors. Chris Boucher has accounted for 65% of the Raptors scoring in this fourth quarter. It seems like it's about 95%. Anderson, 3-ball near wing is good. Curry found him as he drew the double team. Anderson wide open. Golden State by 3, 101-98. 2:25 to go. Agbaji, far corner. Barrett puts it on the floor, drives into the paint. Curry knocked it away. RJ gets it back, drives back into the paint, was bumped, cleaned up by guess who? Chris Boucher, up and under with the reverse layup.
Great job by RJ to drive it in there, even though he was fouled and there was no call.
Under 2 minutes to go, Raptors trailing by 1. 101-100. Anderson at the elbow, near side, far side, passed it to Curry in the back door, and Boucher knocked the ball away, but as he tried to control that ball, he stepped on the baseline, so it's going to stay with Golden State. Raptors never established possession, so only 2.4 seconds on the shot clock for Golden State. Anderson will inbound from the baseline far side. Fans are screaming at the Raptors to review as it looks like it went off Golden State. The Warriors get it into Hield, who misses the triple far sideline, so the Raptors dodge that bullet, and they have a chance to grab the lead right here. With 1:37 to go, Toronto down 101-100. Agbaji turning the corner, scoops it up and in. Ochai gives Toronto the lead with 1:33 to play, and the fans respond. What a night at Scotiabank Arena.
Terrific job by the Raptors. Here it is, Eric. As we talked about, stay close enough for 3 quarters to be there and finish it off at the end.
102-101. The Raptors leading the Warriors behind a monster fourth quarter performance from Chris Boucher. 17 points in the quarter, 18 in the game on 7 of 8 shooting with 5 rebounds. Jakob Poeltl has the double-double, 13 points, 13 rebounds, and Scotty Barnes with 23 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 blocks, 2 steals. The Raptors have had solid performances across the board, and now they've got to try and hold Steph Curry's 26 and the rest of the Warriors in check. This game far from over with 90 seconds to play, and this thing going back and forth all night.
Here's the key if you're the Raptors. Defensively, you must make it difficult for the guy who is passing the ball. Steph Curry's going to get open. Steph Curry's going to dip and dive and use screens. He is going to get open. What you need to be able to do is impact the guy who's passing him the ball.
Kyle Anderson will inbound on the baseline in the corner right near the Raptor bench. Gets it to Hield as the Raptors pick up a little token pressure in the backcourt, but they're going to give it to Anderson and allow him to bring it across center. Boucher in front of Anderson was looking to give it up to Wiggins, and he does. Wiggins now has Scotty Barnes on a switch. Wiggins weaves through traffic, gets down toward the right block, leans in on Pirtle, who stood his ground. They get the stop and they get the rebound as Boucher picks it up. Great job by the Raptor defense.
That's why you have a big guy on the floor who's 7 feet and plays like it.
We tick towards the final minute. Barnes to Ochai. Turns the corner into the paint, hands off to Pirtle below the free throw line. Lobs it to the baseline to Barrett, who had the ball knocked away by Curry with 55.5 seconds to go and 5 seconds on the shot clock. Fives are wild right now, as now a timeout is called by the Raptors. I guess Darko wants to be sure right here, Jonesy, a very key possession for the Raptors.
I get it, but you've also used a timeout with a minute to go. I get it. But you also allow the defense to set up and review your high-frequency plays and know what you might run or hear like that. This is what coaches do in the summer. Guaranteed, Jerry Stackhouse, Terry Stotts have a list of high-frequency bobs, baseline out of bounds that the Raptors run. So now they can look out for it. I'm not against a timeout. I'm just saying, though, you take the timeout to set yourself up. On the other hand, it also gives the other team a chance to set things up, too.
102-101, Raptors leading by one. Again, 55.5 seconds to play. With 5 on the shot clock, we'll see what the Raptors draw up. Golden State comes out of their huddle with Wiggins, Curry, Schroeder, Anderson, and Jackson Davis. Toronto will inbound from the baseline. Ochai Agbaji's going to do the honors. Agbaji gets it in to Barnes, drives into the painted area, stops on a dime, went right, shakes left, missed the shot, and Boucher jumped for the rebound, but it goes over his back. He's on the floor as Golden State has a 5-on-4. Trigger for Curry from the near side. He missed it to Boucher. Ahead to Agbaji, dunks it down. It actually helped that Chris Boucher hadn't got back into the play as Golden State was 5-on-4. But then when they didn't get the rebound, Boucher was wide open to kick that ahead. Wiggins triple, he missed it. Straightaway 3, no good. Barrett with the rebound. Toronto leading by 3 with just 24 seconds to go. Golden State not taking the foul yet.
No, because
they're going to play it out.
Steve Kerr has 5 seconds, and he has Steph Curry.
If Toronto scores, it's ball game. Barnes driving far side, got to the baseline. Far corner, Boucher. Back rim, no good. Curry had a hand on it. He secures it, pushes it ahead to Schroeder, but not before Kerr called the timeout. And with 3.8 seconds remaining, Golden State's going to get the ball and a chance to tie this game.
And Golden State is going to ask for more time. And Darko is saying Steph Curry dribbled the ball, so you cannot advance it. They have to inbound from the back court. That is the point of contention right now.
Boucher had a good look from the far sideline, and Curry definitely dribbled it twice. Twice he did.
That was the first thing that Darko came out to say.
But Jonesy, I might have read body language incorrect. Both Sheree Mitchell and Jenna Schroeder were pointing towards center court, but it looked like they were pointing to the opposite side of the court. So I want to see if they actually do get this right.
It depends on their interpretation of when the timeout was called. If Kerr's out on the floor calling it as soon as Curry has it, even while he's dribbling, his contention is, no, I called it before my guy dribbled it so I can advance the ball.
Well, they didn't put any more time on the clock. It's still sitting at 3.8. Raptors leading 104-101. Zach Zarba's walking across center, and they're going to allow the Warriors to advance,
right? Because Kerr's out on the floor saying...
Which he shouldn't be.
Well, I was trying to get the referee's attention. I don't blame him now because... Okay, I've seen this play. Watch out for Curry with the three on the far side. There'll be a long loop, and then watch Curry.
Anderson inbounding from the far side. Anderson gets it into Hield. Hield straight away. Splits two defenders with a heave. Missed the shot with 0.4 remaining. It sails into the baseline. The Raptors will inbound the ball and win this game. The Toronto Raptors beat the Golden State Warriors 104-101, and right in front of us on the near sideline, a big-time fist pump, and understandably so, from Raptor head coach Darko Rajakovic. The Toronto Raptors beat the Warriors 104-101 as Golden State falls below 500, and the Raptors pick up their 9th win of the season.
Well, great job by Toronto. Terrific job in the fourth quarter. Only their second come-from-behind win. Raptors do a terrific job on the finish to get the win.
Toronto earns this one big time as the Raptors get it done and now set their sights on Boston Celtics coming to town on Wednesday. We are pleased to be joined by Jakob Poeltl. Jak, thanks for your time. And first off, before anything else, I know you're going to say individual stuff doesn't matter. Congratulations on reaching career points 5,000 tonight. That is a huge achievement for you, so kudos on that.
Thank you.
This win tonight for you guys in comeback fashion in the fourth quarter, especially down the stretch. What was the difference on the defensive end more than anything else?
To be honest, I think we've been due. Like, we've been playing hard in these last couple games. Like, we had some really close games where we were just missing a couple shots at the end. We're dialed in on defense and then getting a tough shot hit on us. So I think tonight the bounces just kind of finally fell our way. We had some good execution and finished the game.
Jakob, I said one of the keys for me was you guys continuing to play hard, to put yourself in this position over and over, and you did it tonight. You talk about the defense down at the end. Take me through some of the stuff that you were focusing on, because I thought, Steph's going to be a guy that's going to be the focal point getting the ball, but your pressure on the ball away from that to keep it away from them, it seemed to be one of the differences for me.
To be honest, I don't think our defensive principles changed too much towards the end of the game. Our main focus was to keep the ball out of Steph's hand, make his life as tough as possible, and make somebody else beat us. And I think we did a pretty good job down to the last possession.
Yeah, unfortunately, you guys had to go at it without Emmanuel quickly tonight, but for the most part, you guys have gotten a lot healthier of late. That said, it allows other guys to fall into natural positions and roles, and the second unit starting to come together as well. Chris Boucher, what a performance in the final quarter tonight, and he has been such an ignite for you guys of late.
Oh, he's been amazing lately. Talk about a guy who's just staying ready, he's in and out of rotation, but every time he's out there on that court, he does something positive for us. He's hustling, he's scoring, he's shooting the ball great these last couple of games. So, I'm really impressed, and he is definitely a big part of the win tonight.
Appreciate your time, Jak, and again, congrats on the career achievement.
Thank you.
There's Jakob Poeltl of the Toronto Raptors. Again, career point 5,000 tonight in yet another double-double. He is a double-double machine for the Raptors. 13 points, 13 rebounds, and we appreciate his time as Toronto gets the come-from-behind victory, 104-101, the final. The Raptors get the win in front of a raucous crowd at Scotiabank Arena. We'll step aside for the break, come back with final stats, and then get set for post-game coverage on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine Bank on the Sportsnet Radio Network, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca.
The 2025 Honda Civic Hybrid is here, and it may sound too good to be true. With a 2-liter 4-cylinder backed by 2 electric motors, giving a combined 200 horsepower, it's our most powerful and fuel-efficient Civic ever. Plus, with an estimated range of over 800 kilometers and available features like a Bose premium sound system, your crew will love it too. Huh, maybe it should be called the Civic 2.0. Redefine your drive with the 2025 Civic Hybrid. Visit your Ontario Honda dealer and test drive yours today.
We are summer. Are you ready? It's coming soon. North America's largest indoor boat show. The Toronto International Boat Show. Over 500 exhibitors and 300 seminars. It's Canada's official boating event of the year. January 18th to 26th at the Intercare Centre.
We are summer. Are you ready?
We are summer.
The Toronto Boat Show.
Visit TorontoBoatShow.com.
At Newboro, we develop unique plans so people can unlock the equity in their home. Unique like this one. It's called the Aaron and Catherine Plan. Aaron was in the middle of selling his small business and wanted to pay off some debt. Truth is, big banks are not too keen on small business. So we developed a plan that was the perfect fit. Because as we see it, you're anything but small. Reach out today. We'll work side by side to unlock the equity in your home.
Use your home to get a loan with Newboro.
License 13115.
Scott McGilvery here. I've done hundreds of home renovations over the years, and I'm particularly careful about what I put under the floors. On my projects, I use DMX One Step 2.0. This easy-to-install underlayment has an air gap design that allows moisture to evaporate, and it doesn't require wood subfloors, which can be a food source for mold growth. DMX One Step 2.0 can be used under most vinyl or laminate floors, so whatever you choose, you know your investment will be protected. DMX One Step 2.0. No mold, no cold. Find it at the Home Depot in Rona.
This is Toronto Raptors basketball on Sportsnet 590, The Fan.
Welcome back. Eric Smith, Paul Jones with you. Final score, Raptors beating the Warriors 104-101. R.J. Barrett in the ballgame with 15 tonight, Jonesy. Brady Dick had 12. Off the bench, 12 points for Ochai as well. 18 for Chris Boucher. And Jakob Poeltl, as we mentioned, the double-double, 13 and 13. Scotty Barnes, 23 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists on the other side in the loss. Steph Curry had 26, Andrew Wiggins with 20. Raptors shoot 48%, and they hold the Warriors under 40% and beat Golden State by 3.
Golden State, on the night, 16 of 46 from distance. Okay, I'm into my numbers here, Eric.
Okay.
And if you possess a slide rule or a calculator or a pie chart, you might want to sit down. Because you're not going to like the numbers I'm going to throw at you. Okay?
Yep.
If you're the Raptors, you hold Golden State to 16 of 46 from 3. 8 of those threes made by, or a quarter of those threes made by Steph Curry. Andrew Wiggins made 4, but take away 4 of 9 and 4 of 10, so 8 for 19. The rest of the team, 8 for 27. That's less than 33%, okay? The Raptors, second half, points in the paint, 36-14. At halftime, it's 14-12 Toronto.
Right.
Second half, they outscore them in the paint, 36-14. And I haven't done it yet, but I look at the fourth quarter, Raptors 13 for 20 from the floor, and the breakdown, only 4 of those were threes.
Wow.
So what am I saying about old school basketball and getting the ball inside and how it works? I'm telling you, some stuff never goes out of style.
Well, to your point, and the point that we've made many times this season, we'll see if that, what you were just talking about, plays into Toronto's next game against the Boston Celtics on Wednesday night, because at least one of the previous games against Boston, it was the interior scoring and the interior presence that made a big difference in a game that went to overtime that, yes, the Celtics ultimately ended up winning, but it was a game that was right there for the taking for the Toronto Raptors as well. Again, the Raptors getting the win tonight, 104-101, as Toronto gets their 9th win of the season in a very, very entertaining contest as they knock off the Warriors coming down the stretch and holding Golden State off on the final seconds. Thanks to Nick Blackmore and Andrew Adams, and of course down here at Scotiabank Arena, J.R. Manatad. Daniele Franceschi is coming up next with post-game coverage as Toronto beats the Warriors 104-101 on Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine Bank. Tangerine Bank, this is how we fan. Official bank of the Toronto Raptors right here on the Sportsnet Radio Network, streaming on the Sportsnet app and at sportsnet.ca. Barrett now driving on the far side, got to the baseline, jackknife pass out on the perimeter to Boucher. Long, high looping triple is good. Chris Boucher unconscious in the quarter with 15, and he's tied the game.
What a night. What an unbelievable night. Oh my goodness. You couldn't have written it any better. An unbelievably competitive ball game. A Raptors victory. Chris Boucher, the unsung hero, with a truly, truly absurd fourth quarter. It was a sight to behold. Just like everybody predicted, right? Steph Curry, Chris Boucher coming down the stretch. That's what we all paid for. That's exactly what we all had in mind when everybody rolled up to the arena tonight, or if you decided to flip us on Sportsnet 590, the Sportsnet Radio Network, or, of course, on Sportsnet on your television. I'm sure that's exactly what you thought would happen in the fourth quarter. Steph Curry, mano a mano against Canada's own, Montreal's own, Chris Boucher. And boy, did Chris Boucher deliver. The Raptors pick up a win tonight, 104-101 over the Golden State Warriors. It's their first victory since New Year's Day. They snap a 5-game losing skid, and it is now their 9th victory of the season. Welcome into our Raptors post-game show, live from Scotiabank Arena. Daniele Franceschi with you. Text line is open, 590-590. Would love to hear any comments and feedback as it pertains to this game tonight. The Raptors, the season as a whole. Chris Boucher, I mean, this guy just keeps finding a way to resurrect himself. Like, there's always he's in the rotation, he's out of the rotation. You don't see him for 2 weeks, and then all of a sudden, here he is again. He's a cat with 9 lives, and he keeps coming back and continues to find a way to produce and to make an impact when given the opportunity. So hats off, kudos to Chris Boucher. He was excellent tonight. Of course, the fourth quarter was his stage, and he absolutely dominated. 17 points in that final frame on 7 of 8 shooting, 3 of 4 from behind the arc, 5 rebounds, and an assist as the cherry on top. And it felt like every single possession he was involved in some capacity. There was even a play on the baseline that the Raptors probably in hindsight should have challenged, where it looked like he threw the ball, diving out of bounds, still managed to stay in, and threw the ball off Steph Curry. They ultimately ruled that it was Warriors basketball. The Raptors did not challenge, but he was just had a nose for the basketball. He was everywhere in that fourth quarter, and hats off to him. Just an unbelievable job. A guy that's heard, I'm sure, plenty of noise about his future, about the possibility of him, being a trade candidate, and if the market is ripe and if teams are interested, yet falls out of the rotation. And then over the last 4 games has been steady and consistently a positive presence for this team coming off the bench, starring role in the fourth quarter as the Raptors pick up a win tonight. We'll hear from Darko Rajakovic as well when he does indeed step to the podium to chat about a win, a Raptors win. And I just want to say this as well when it comes to the fact that, of course, we all understand what this season is. Team's rebuilding. Raptors are certainly trying to take inventory on a lot of the young talent that they have. Chris Boucher doesn't fit the mold of that, evidently. But here's what I would just as it, I don't even want to, not even caution people, but just to sort of quiet some of those detractors that would say, oh, but it's always the losses are what's important here. right? Get the highest draft pick possible. A couple things. Number one, unlike it used to be through the draft lottery process, now the top 3 teams in the draft lottery all have equal odds of landing the number 1 pick. You're essentially trying to vie for one of those top 3 spots so that you can have a 14% shot at the lottery. So just because hypothetically you finish with the 3rd worst record, it's not going to change anything for you. That's number 1 to keep in mind. And secondarily, we can still enjoy moments like this. We can still sit back and say, you know what? Gosh darn it, that was a really good basketball game. Really, from top to tail, tip to the final horn. Excellent, excellent basketball. And it's funny because in a game where Steph Curry, by the way, led the way for Golden State with 26 points, finishes below his career average here in this building. He was averaging nearly 30 a game. 30 a game. It's the third time he's lost on this floor here at Scotiabank Arena in his career. Insane. But in a game where Steph Curry is productive offensively, and what is the typical identity of Golden State Warriors basketball? It's shooting tons of threes, right? It's Steph Curry going off and, hitting these miraculous, really difficult shots from long distance. Great. The Raptors went old school. The Raptors dominated this game on the glass and in the paint. They had such a distinct advantage. They outscored Golden State 50-26 inside the painted area. And what was central to their 4th quarter run? It was the ability to generate second chance opportunities, take advantage, and then look at Jakob Poeltl. Finishes with the double-double. A lot of that is just picking up the loose change inside the painted area around the basket, finishing. The Raptors were also doing an excellent job of applying tons of pressure on the rim. Occasionally, it's okay to have that old school mindset, and it works. It can work. It can be effective. And so that warmed my heart as a basketball fan, as somebody that enjoys all elements of the game, as somebody that has complained routinely about sitting here and having to watch teams run up and down. You get 4 or 5 good possessions, and then suddenly it becomes a glorified 3-point contest, a glorified open run at your local YMCA. Tonight was not the case. That was not the case whatsoever. This was a really good basketball game, and the score is indicative of that. 104-101. It's a far cry from what you typically see in today's NBA, right? You're always sitting there thinking, $130. No, that's not what we got tonight. And I'm happy about that personally. I thought it was a really, really fun game. Clearly, 2 teams that have plenty of warts throughout their roster, right? Nobody's gonna make any illusions about that. But ultimately, you could still sit there and enjoy. And speaking of Chris Boucher, by the way, I just wanted to point out one. I don't even want to say one moment, but I'm going to say 4 minutes in particular that may have changed the trajectory of his entire season. And those 4 minutes came last Wednesday against the New York Knicks on the road at MSG. Now, at this point, Chris Boucher had been a DNP CD in the Raptors' 2 previous games prior to their visit to MSG. He did not play in that game at MSG until the last 4 minutes of the 4th quarter. And when he got on the floor against the Knicks in a game where the Raptors got blown out, he scored 10 points in 4 minutes. From that point forward, look at what he's done the last 3 games now. He followed that up with a performance in Cleveland. 23 points, 12 rebounds. The other night against Detroit on the road on Saturday, not quite as effective, but yet again, in double figures, 14 points, 3 rebounds. Coming off the bench, you'll sign up and take that every day of the week. And then, of course, tonight, quiet through 3 quarters, 1 point. He ends up finishing with 18 on the night, 17 coming in the 4th quarter. That 4-minute stretch of garbage time basketball against the New York Knicks might have changed the complexion of his season. And in fact, it might have done the Raptors a favor potentially, because now you might have other teams, provided he continues to be a fixture in the rotation, which I think he's probably deserved and earned that opportunity. Guess what? maybe you found a way in 3 weeks' time to flip him for something. That's the game you're playing right now if you're the Toronto Raptors. Not just with him, but other assets on this team. And what's interesting about Boucher is his contract isn't really prohibitive. Like, he's making, it's not Bruce Brown money where he's in the $20 million plus range. That is a difficult trade to execute for anybody because you need to match salaries. But Boucher, being a guy that's, I think, what, $11 million, give or take, correct me if I'm wrong on that, that becomes a little bit more palatable. And so this stretch, that 4 minutes against the Knicks, has sparked an unbelievable run. Chris Boucher, legacy game, the Boosh. Way to go. Unbelievable performance tonight down the stretch for the Raptors as they finally pick up a win, get out of this 5-game skid that they've experienced. Still plenty of other great things to hit on from this basketball game, by the way. Why don't we start with the head of the snake? Because, heck, admittedly, when Scotty Barnes struggles, and we've done plenty of these, post-game shows throughout the season up until this point, I'll be the first to stand up and say, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to criticize him. I'm going to be hard on him. I'll be critical of his game because he's supposed to be the guy, the alpha, the leader, right? Tonight he was really good. Tonight Scotty was really good. And I'm sure that'll be one of the subjects that we'll probably get from Darko Rajakovic here. Why don't we park that conversation about Scotty? Let's listen to Darko. Let's see if he has anything to say about Scotty. But I'm sure he'll be very excited about Chris Boucher, as is everybody. Here's head coach of the Toronto Raptors, Darko Rajakovic, after a win over the Warriors.
Chris's espresso there in the third quarter tonight?
It kicks in a little bit later, yes.
You see the guy, a role player on a heater like he's been on for the last 4 games. In fact, the Knicks game, I guess, has been great.
He's been playing great. I'm telling you, like, he's such a professional. He comes to work every day, brings a lot of energy to our practices. He's been around. His voice is very important with the team as well, and I'm really happy for him when he plays the way he played tonight.
You really got Scotty in a lot of physical mismatches tonight in the paint. Does that take advantage of the size advantage he had over basically every defender they had?
That's right. We're really developing something with Scotty, with his post-ups and closer to the rim, and he's getting good looks there, but also he's playmaking from those positions really well. Now it's about timing and how do we get better spacing, how to provide him enough space, but also for other guys to be able to play off of him.
Towards the end of the game, it looked like you were putting whatever action Curry was in with what you guys went with. How hard is it to decide whether you're going with your best player or whether you're trying to find a player on the floor that you want to kind of attack, making that decision?
Yes, we found over the course of the game that was something that was working for us, and we just continued, trying to go to the same action, and we created different opportunities through that. That's something that really helped us tonight, and guys did a really good job of being organized, being patient, and communicating and finding those opportunities.
Jamal's been shooting the 3-ball really well recently. Is there anything that you're seeing that he's doing differently, or is it just a matter of reps?
He's putting a lot of work in. He's one of the guys that gets most shots in our gym. He's really diligent about the work, and we believe in his shot. We trust his shot. So it's good to see that he's making those in games as well.
His shot selection's been pretty good all year in that. Like, he doesn't pass up a lot of them. He's taking the clean looks that he should be taking. How important is that, like, even when they're not going in, just like that process for somebody that's looking to add the jump shot as a bigger part of his repertoire?
Absolutely. You're hitting it on a nail. It's very important, for him, but for everybody else. I thought that over the course of the game tonight, we had a bunch of wide open looks that we need to take. Some of those we made, some of those we did not. And that's something that we got to be willing to live with, because we know how much work every player puts in, and we believe in those guys. So it was great to see that Jamal's shots fall down as well tonight.
You guys haven't had a lot of close wins all year. To sort of validate all the work you put in to get one down the stretch and execute well in the last 2 minutes to win?
I mean, we did a really good job there in the fourth quarter. We kept them to 23 points, and I keep talking about the importance of defense down the stretch, that you need to be able to get stops. Different guys stepped up at different parts of the game. I thought that Davion did a really good job over the course of the game guarding Steph Curry. I thought that at the end, Ochai gave us some different look with a little bit bigger body on him and more size there. Ochai had a couple of like really big time blocks around the rim as well. And I cannot, praise enough how much small stuff Yag does for us.
All right, there's Raptors head coach Darko Rajakovic after his team picks up a 104-101 victory here tonight at Scotiabank Arena. The Raptors now 9-31 on the season. They do pick up their 9th victory. It's their 2nd win in the month of January, and this one snaps a 5-game losing skid. Prior to tonight, the Raptors were 1-16 in their last 17 games. So this is it's a nice moment. It's a good feel good win for the Raptors, especially with how things have gone at times for this team. So you heard a lot there. Praise for Jamal Shed, certainly plenty of praise for Chris Boucher, and some praise for Scotty Barnes, the leader of this team, the main pillar and building block of this team and this nucleus moving forward. I actually wanted to reference something that Darko said last week after the game against the Knicks regarding Scotty Barnes. Actually, was it the Cleveland game? It was one of the he basically sung the praises of Scotty. Scotty played well. And I just wanted to reference this clip because there's a duality to it, right? And I think you'll get it once we actually hear. So here's Darko from last week in a post-game media availability talking about Scotty Barnes.
I'm going to say it now, and usually I do pretty good job of seeing the future. I think Scotty in this league, he's going to be a player who's going to be averaging double-doubles, and I can see Scotty a couple years from now down the stretch averaging triple-double in this league. I can see him being that guy that he just feels the stat line, that he can rebound, he can pass the ball, and he can score. So I think that he's gonna become that at some point. So his contribution tonight to the team was great. Proud of his effort, and congratulations for Cleveland playing this great game.
So there you have it. That was after the Cleveland game. And, of course, the Raptors lost that one by 6. I kind of got my wires crossed. I wasn't sure if it was the Knicks one or the Cavs game, but makes sense. They played a really competitive ball game, of course, against Cleveland. Fall just short there on the road against the number 1 team in the NBA, leading the Eastern Conference, all that good stuff. I think it's one thing to heap praise on a guy. When I heard that last week, and I was eager to talk about, like, tonight he played great. We're gonna praise him right now. We're gonna give him that his flowers for how he performed. We don't need to put all that pressure on the guy, right? Like, it's one thing to talk him up, pump his tires, play to the ego. I get all that. I really do. But at a certain point, your team is 9-31. We have people in the city talking about trying to capture the flag for a reason. For a reason. Nobody's suggesting Scotty's not part of the solution, part of the core, could be the best player. No. Nobody's making that sweeping takeaway right now. But again, can you just let him develop? Like, just let him do his thing. We'll see the numbers. Don't you worry. He was an all-star last year, we should remember, right? Right? So there was that part of me that I had reservations based on the commentary from Darko last week. At times, we can pump the brakes a little bit, Darko. It's okay. It's okay. Now, I love it from the perspective of coach-player relationship. Don't get me wrong. That's awesome. It's awesome. If you're a player, you feel incredible. Certainly better than, if you're a UCLA player and Mick Cronin's calling you delusional. That doesn't go over very well. So I get it, and I applaud him for that. But I do think overall, and this is just a general sort of commentary on Scotty and where his development is right now, just let him be. Let him be, and you have to exercise patience. Nobody wants to hear that, but you do, because we know the roster isn't great right now, certainly top to bottom, right? You feel like you have some good building blocks, but top to bottom, still plenty of questions. They're trying to add. They're trying to potentially hit on another significant core piece through the draft. there's a lot of work to be done. So just be patient. We don't need to proclaim Scotty as the next Jokic because he's going to average a triple-double. We don't need to do that. We don't. But tonight, man, boy, oh boy, I thought this was one of his best games in a while. Certainly that I've seen live here at Scotiabank. And I know he played really well in the Cleveland game, but the way in which he attacked mismatches. And I know Darko hit on it in the availability when asked about Scotty. Right away from the jump, the Warriors decided, hey, we're going to match up Andrew Wiggins against Scotty Barnes. We're going to put Andrew Wiggins, who's 6'8", long, athletic. We're gonna put him on Scotty. And Scotty just abused him. Like, just took him to the woodshed. Body, physical, shoot over the top. Didn't matter. Scotty was effective at all three levels offensively, whether it was chipping in with a three, getting to the foul line, finishing around the basket, killing them in the mid-range. One of his more all-around, well-rounded performances that I've seen from him, certainly this season. And then you throw in the rebounding and the facilitating skills. Ends up with 6 assists tonight. That's where Scotty is most effective. When you're giving him opportunities to touch the ball in the high post, when you're giving him opportunities to attack one-on-one against guys that you deem to have an advantage against. And there are plenty of those around the NBA for a guy of Scotty's caliber that he can just say, I'm going to attack this guy, and I am going to be content with getting to my spot, elevating and making a play. And then if they want to double and they want to be more aggressive, fine. I'll create and I will distribute the ball. And tonight, he just threaded that needle, walked that line perfectly. So hats off to him. I thought he was really, really good and effective from start to finish. One of the more consistent games that I can recall from Scotty across the board. Another thing that I thought, this is where maybe Darko deserves some credit. The Raptors were really, really diligent and deliberate in hunting mismatches against Steph Curry. So 2 things, in fact. One, even though Steph walks away tonight with 26 points, he was 9 of 17, by the way, which is actually relatively efficient considering, his importance and his role to the offense. 4 of 10 from deep. I thought the Raptors made him work. Davion Mitchell, Jamal Shed, throwing different bodies, even Ochai at one point in the fourth quarter, throwing different looks at him, made him work. And that's where it's certainly Golden State was missing, Draymond Green tonight, certainly missing Jonathan Kuminga. But I think the Raptors still deserve full marks for making things really, really challenging and difficult on Steph Curry to generate his offense. And then on the opposite end of the floor, what did they do? They punished him. So he gives you 26 on offense. He might have cost Golden State just as much on defense. And that's no slight against Steph, because I don't think it's even an effort thing with Steph on defense. It's just pure size. It's almost a math game. If you're putting 6'7", 6'8" guys and giving them opportunities to try and back down Steph or play one-on-one, yeah, guess what? The guy that's longer, more athletic is probably going to win those opportunities, take advantage. And that's exactly what happened down the stretch of this ball game. The Raptors, in key moments, were able to hunt that mismatch, exploit it, take advantage. And so they did really well. So credit to Darko and his staff for making those adjustments. Also, there was the timeout with 55 seconds left. Darko, the ball goes out of bounds on the baseline, 5 on the shot clock, 55 seconds left on the game clock. At that point, it's a tight ball game. I think it was a 1-point game still at that point. And they come out, they run their set. 2 things. At least you didn't turn it over. And you got something. It was in the hands of your best player, Scotty Barnes. You got him in space. You gave him an opportunity to get downhill, put his head down, get into the paint. That's all you can ask for. Full marks to Scotty and the coaching, to Darko and the coaching staff for doing a good job in that regard tonight. Just needed to give a little bit of love to Jamal Shed. We got a few minutes before we wrap up. Jamal Shed deserves some love. I was critical of Darko's decision about a week and a half ago to have Jamal Shed usurp Davion Mitchell sort of in the hierarchy of minutes and opportunity in this rotation. Jamal Shead has proceeded to shoot the cover off the ball, continue to play really, really disruptive defense as a point of attack defender. You saw it tonight against Curry, and I know he almost got dropped at one point. Steph hit a nasty step back, but 90% of defenders, doesn't matter what size you are probably getting hit with that and losing their balance a little bit, and and just you kind of get the slippery feet there. So Jamal Shead's been really, really good and shooting the cover off the ball. 8 of 10 now from deep over his last 4 games. And you're seeing his impact become so evident on the defensive end of the floor. I'm sure he's making Kelvin Sampson really, really proud down at Houston, because this is the version of Shead that you saw play for the Cougars throughout his college career. This pest on defense and a guy that just had a knack for making timely shots when you really needed it. So again, shout out to Jamal Shead for his performance. Chris Boucher, legacy game, baby. We're going to remember this one, Bouch. We're going to remember it. Hopefully it's not just for 3 weeks. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. It could be for 3 weeks. I don't know. But the Raptors victorious tonight. 104-101 over the Golden State Warriors. The 5-game skid is over. And yes, that means we got to say goodbye to everybody. I want to give a shout out to Jeremy Manitet, our producer on site. Shout out to Andrew Adams, our technical operator back at our Sportsnet studios. Producer Nick Blackmore as well for all the tremendous work. I am Daniele Franceschi. You've been listening to Toronto Raptors basketball, brought to you by Tangerine Bank. This is how we fan Tangerine, the official bank of the Toronto Raptors. Have a wonderful night, everybody.
The National Basketball Association on SiriusXM. For a full list of games and channels,
Internet 907, Warriors on Sirius XM channels 86, Internet 889. 8 p.m. Houston Rockets face the Memphis Grizzlies. Rockets on Sirius 161, XM 214 and Internet 890. Grizzlies on Internet 894. 10:30 p.m. LA Clippers face the Miami Heat. Clippers on Sirius 160, XM 215 and Internet 892. Heat on Internet 895. 10:30 p.m. LA Lakers face the San Antonio Spurs. Spurs on Sirius and XM channels 86, Internet 906. In the NHL, 7 p.m. Philadelphia Flyers taking the Florida Panthers. Flyers on Sirius 208, XM 219 and Internet 940. Panthers on Internet 931. 7:30 p.m. Chicago Blackhawks face the Calgary Flames. Blackhawks on Sirius 209, XM 220 and Internet 925. Flames on Internet 923. 9:30 p.m. Edmonton Oilers face the LA Kings. Oilers on Sirius and XM channels 91, Internet 930. Kings on Internet 932. In the NFL, 8 p.m., LA Rams take on the Minnesota Vikings. Rams on Sirius 81, XM 225 and Internet 818. Vikings on Sirius 83, XM 226 and Internet 820. National feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 88. Spanish feed on Sirius 139, XM 227 and Internet 832. In NCAA college men's basketball, 6:30 p.m., Maryland takes on Minnesota. Maryland on XM and Internet 372. Minnesota on XM 380, Internet 970. 6:30 p.m., Rutgers faces UCLA. Rutgers on XM 381, Internet 971. UCLA on Sirius 119, XM 195 and Internet 957. 7 p.m., Notre Dame faces Boston College. Notre Dame on Sirius XM and Internet channels 84. Boston College on XM and Internet 371. In NCAA college women's basketball at 7 p.m., LSU takes on Vanderbilt on Sirius 106, XM 190 and Internet 960. In tennis action, starting at 7 p.m., catch full coverage of the Australian Open on XM 391, Internet 981. I'm Frank Trachtenberg with your Sirius XM sports schedule for Monday, January the 13th. All times are Eastern, and please remember, all games, times, and channels are subject to change. Check SiriusXM.com for the latest updates. In the NBA, 7 p.m., Washington Wizards take on the Minnesota Timberwolves. Wizards on Sirius 137, XM 212 and Internet 909. Timberwolves on Internet 897. 7:30 p.m., New York Knicks face the Detroit Pistons. Knicks on Sirius 138, XM 213 and Internet 899. Pistons on Internet 888. 7:30 p.m., Toronto Raptors face the Golden State Warriors. Raptors on Sirius and XM channels 167, Internet 907. Warriors on Sirius and XM channels 86, Internet 889. 8 p.m., Houston Rockets face the Memphis Grizzlies. Rockets on Sirius 161, XM 214 and Internet 890. Grizzlies on Internet 894. 10:30 p.m. LA Clippers face the Miami Heat. Clippers on Sirius 160, XM 215 and Internet 892. Heat on Internet 895. 10:30 p.m. LA Lakers face the San Antonio Spurs. Spurs on Sirius and XM channels 86, Internet 906. In the NHL, 7 p.m., Philadelphia Flyers take on the Florida Panthers. Flyers on Sirius 208, XM 219, and Internet 940. Panthers on Internet 931. 7:30 p.m. Chicago Blackhawks face the Calgary Flames. Blackhawks on Sirius 209, XM 220, and Internet 925. Flames on Internet 923. 9:30 p.m. Edmonton Oilers face the LA Kings. Oilers on Sirius and XM channels 91, Internet 930, Kings on Internet 932. In the NFL, 8 p.m., LA Rams take on the Minnesota Vikings. Rams on Sirius 81, XM 225 and Internet 818, Vikings on Sirius 83, XM 226 and Internet 820, national feed on Sirius XM and Internet channels 88, Spanish feed on Sirius 139, XM 227 and Internet 832.
MLB Network Radio is your home for 24/7 baseball talk, featuring on-site coverage of every major event from spring training through the World Series and expert analysis from former general managers and players. Sirius XM, Channel 89.
I'm Mick Kern with It Happened in Baseball. David Gus Bell, better known as Buddy, played over 2,400 games in the major leagues, mostly with the Cleveland Indians and Texas Rangers. During that time, Bell hit 201 home runs and added over 1,000 RBI en route to compiling 2,514 hits. An impressive career for a player taken in the 16th round of the 1969 amateur draft. The native of Pittsburgh who played high school ball in Cincinnati also suited up for the Reds and Astros near the tail end of his career, but he never had the opportunity to face major league pitching in the postseason. Bell holds the dubious distinction of having played the most games in the major leagues during the era of divisional play without ever getting a sniff of October baseball. Ferguson Jenkins is the first Canadian-born baseball player to be inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame. The native of Chatham, Ontario got there because he was a dominant pitcher for the Chicago Cubs, earning 6 straight 20-win seasons and taking home the 1971 Cy Young Award as the National League's top pitcher. A 25-win season with the 1974 Texas Rangers was his high watermark, and Fergie finished his 19-year career with 284 wins, over 3,000 strikeouts, and he walked less than 1,000 batters. Yet for all his greatness, Jenkins also never had the chance to play in the postseason. After beginning his career in 1965 with the Phillies,